Oh, you're not coming through. You're not coming through. I'm so sorry. I don't know why. My desktop audio ain't picking up. Just give me a second.
Horror game.
Go now. Go. You're live. Go. Speak.
Welcome everyone to Roll2Cast Live, the live streamed version, where basically at the last Sunday for Australians of every month we do our live stream, which is chosen by our lovely patrons. So at the end of each month, a different Roll2Caster will take the helm as the GM, the DM, the keeper, the storyteller, what have you, and we put a choice out to our patrons of which of the following games would you like to play. For myself, one of such ones was the game that we will end up playing today, which is Death in Space, which is a
so sci-fi.
lovely game by Christian Plogfers and Carl Nablaeus, in this beautiful holographic thing here. It's actually one of the more beautiful laid out and written games that I've had the pleasure of going through. And it is a very dour, dark sci-fi role-playing game that's very, very, very rules light, especially if you look at it in comparison to the sci-fi game we're playing on our podcast, Starfinder. And it's quite lore heavy in that respect. It's got a really cool kind of background, and I'm really excited to play it. So, who am I playing with? Well, first of all, myself from Roll2Cast. I am Sean. Hello. I'll be playing the role of the GM, the storyteller, as it were. And I'll just pass around first to my Roll2Casters. Phil.
Hello. I'm Phil. I'm also from Roll2Cast. That's me. I'm here. Hi.
Chris.
Hello, I'm the one with the name Chris under him. That's me. You can tell that I'm me because you're gonna have to believe me.
There's an energy that is going to be very, very evident, that is going to permeate through this stream, because the three of us have actually just come off our very first live show, Roll2Cast Live, but in person live for the Adelaide Fringe. So we just finished that 8 hours ago, no, like 10 hours ago, something like that. So we're coming in fresh today. So the fourth Roll2Caster, Ellen, who is doing a slew of other shows as well, has very wisely decided to forego this event today, with good reason, because she is an absolute mad person who runs on hopes and dreams successfully, and does it very well. But in her stead, we've gotten the next best thing, a Paul and an Elliot. But I will leave it to them to tell you a little bit about themselves and why they're friends with us, what possesses them to know us, and what they do and how you can follow them. So we'll start with the individual that will be on a stream with me this coming week, actually. Elliot, who are you? A little bit about you, and where can we find you?
My name is Elliot. I'm from The Simpsons Index and Pulp Fury Radio. I've known these guys since they were little babies.
Little babies.
Baby beards, when they were running Futurama, and we've been their Futurama show, Shut Up and Take My Podcast, and yeah, been great friends with them ever since. And very excited to actually delve into the role-playing game side of their career. I've been on many episodes of the Futurama podcast, but yeah.
Shut Up and Take My Podcast. Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah. And on literally on the other side of the world, we have a Mr. Paul.
Hello, everyone. I am Paul. You'll have heard me. I've known the Baby Bearders, formerly Roll2Casters, for 6 years.
Jesus Christ.
That's too long.
Right. It's depressing.
Really?
You'll have heard me.
6
Yeah.
years?
It's 6 years since you guys came on and did Surf Ninjas on my podcast, One Good Thing,
Fucking hell.
where we
That was a
find
while ago.
the terrible. We watch terrible movies and find good things to say about them. Is what we do there. We've been doing that a while. Yeah, you'll have heard me there. You may have heard me on Quest Fantastic, another podcast that I do, or on any one of the various podcasts done by these fine gentlemen here. And yes, I'm also disappointed that I look like this. Yeah, she has the voice of an angel. I know. Trust no one.
Yeah, we used to be able to
catfished
hide
you.
in the podcast world, didn't we, Paul?
Yeah.
They've shone a light on us, these rollercasters.
Anyway,
So
like
yeah,
the signal light source I have illuminating my face.
this is the group of intrepid adventurers that are going to be delving into this system here. But before we do so, the way this is going to work is that I have here a one shot that is Death in Space. It is an official Death in Space module that is not in the book, because the lovely Death in Space book does come with its own adventure, which I decided to forego, and I'm not going to do it. So I bought one. Bought and purchased one with my own hard-earned money, and this is one called Search and Salvage is the name of this today. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about our characters. We're going to introduce you to the people that my players here are playing today, and then after I sneeze, because that is about to happen momentarily, we will then together as a group, we're going to create the spaceship that you find yourselves on. One of the lovely parts of our creation that everyone does as a group is you can decide to either, depending on the kind of game you're playing, you can together create aspects of your ship or the hub that you happen to be a part of. But because this particular adventure requires us to go out into the void, into the dark depths of space, we will require a vessel to do so. So I'm going to maintain the same order for this. Phil, can you tell us a little bit about who you're playing, maybe a bit of a physical description, and just things about them that you would like to reveal or let us know?
So I am playing a soul pod by the name of Bowie Lumen. Which is a great name. I'm glad it was come up with. And my background used to be an asteroid driller, so I'm a working Joe, just a guy, and his looks are foreign. So he just has a strange kind of oddness about him that.
Bad vibes.
Sorry?
Bad vibes.
Not bad vibes, just unplaceable. He's from far
Strange
away.
vibes.
Strange vibes. And
Strange
realistic tattoos. So he has if you've ever seen him without his shirt, he has like on his back he has like a really like oddly realistic person's face on the back there. Who is it? Nobody knows. Yeah.
Is he human?
Is he human? Yes, he's human. Pretty sure.
It's up to you. It's your character.
I didn't know being not human was an option.
Yeah, yeah. You can. The great thing about this game is, honestly, a lot of the descriptions on the character sheet and such are quite vague, and it encourages you to fill in the details, to fill in the gaps, as it were. So when it says foreign, like, what does that mean? When it says, like, you know, all these things, it's encouraging you. It's in the module here as well. Everything's quite vague, so it's putting the onus on me to kind of
he's human.
Ins and outs of lines. Cool,
He's human.
And can you explain to those new to Death in Space what a soul pod is?
So what it says here is hibernating for decades, only staying awake for short periods. They dedicate their lives to the scientific study of slow cosmic phenomena. So you sleep for dozens of years, wake up, take some readings, go back to sleep. Perfect. What a life.
Maybe take a job here and there. Get
Exactly, yeah. Asteroid drilling to get by, make sure I've got food when I come out of hibernation.
Beautiful, and that is Bowie Lumen.
Bowie Lumen.
Chris, can we hear about this member of the crew?
Sure, I'm playing Aiko Aiseki. Aiko Aiseki.
Let's figure out the pronunciation now.
Aiko Aiseki.
Aiko, Iseki.
Iseki. I'm gonna stick with that because
Great.
it seems in Japanese inspired, and I'm terrible at those sorts of things. You know, one consonant, one vowel sort of thing going on there. But whatever. I'm playing a Void, on brand for me. Of course, the Void are robed nihility shamans, hidden behind masks. We speak through synthetic voice scramblers. We have seen visions of the edge of the universe. So that's me.
It's just that is what you play. That is I love how. And it's also worth noting that with all my players here today, there's a official Death in Space character generator that you can utilize, which does it for you. I basically said as long as you're not the same origins, you pick the very first one that you have and live with what you've created, or what they've created rather. So Chris just somehow got his exact type straight away, and it's beautiful. I love it. Great. So that is Aiko Iseki.
He wears a hat.
Wear the hat.
I'm wearing a hat. It's my character. That's why I'm wearing a hat. It's not sunny inside, guys. Come on.
No, but you're closer to the sun.
And
the sun is out there.
I'm role playing. We're wearing a hat. That's easy role playing.
You're closer to the sun, so you're being sun smart. Slip, slop, slap, as Australians say. For anyone that's not Australian, I'm not even gonna give context.
No more elaboration. Space has less suns. Wait, it has more suns.
You're not gonna do the slip, slop, slap rap?
Oh, it's changed now because there's more. Slip, slop, slap, slip and slide. Sleek and slide, whatever. Anyway, speaking of Australians that understand what slip, slop, slap is, Elliot.
Is there a chance, Elliot, before he starts, sorry, can he lift his mic a little bit level? He's a bit quiet.
My level?
Yeah.
Is that a bit better?
That's better for me, yeah.
Alright, awesome. I can hear myself too well now.
The Void.
Sucks to be the viewers. Alright, my name is AOA Lumen. I'm a very polite, eager to please kind of dude. I am velocity cursed, which the description has as ill-fated ones that have started to lose their connection to reality. They shift and flicker in and out of space-time with glitching faces. I'm not that great of an actor. I won't be able to perform that part of my character, but I'll do my best.
Not with that attitude.
Says my looks are asymmetric as well. I can just do to the side a bit, I guess. I don't know.
There you go. You need a hat.
And now I'll leave this up for you to decide. I feel that, as you keen-eared observers will note, Lumen and Lumen. There are two Lumens on the board. Are you brothers? Are you related?
I think it's funny if it's like no relation.
No relation.
We just or like with like distant relatives because I keep going to sleep.
Well, that's what I was thinking. It's actually like a far distant, like generationally.
Yeah. So we're sort of related, but not like we might as well not be, as in we don't know each other, but we're sort of from different generations of the same family.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a really big family, and one of you swears they've met the other, but the other one just doesn't.
Nah.
Ring a bell.
So does that make me like the Professor Farnsworth to your Fry?
I think so, yeah.
I know you guys tried to move off Futurama, but I keep fucking bringing it back, don't I?
Well, so are they, so...
Futurama's bringing Futurama back, so it's going to be rollicking through soon. Well, great. So you're like the great grandson of Bowie Lumen, the patriarch of the Lumen family.
Yeah.
Great. And finally, we have Paul.
Yes, I'm playing Bo Wiz. He's a punk every day till the day he dies. He is rebellious and nonconformist with a long history. He's seen civilizations collapse and others turn against each other. He's stubborn. He's a perfectionist, apparently, in spite of his terrible stats. And, what else? What was the other thing about him? Oh, at some point in the past, he's been on a winning side. So, and he's also a snazzy dresser.
Nice.
So he's got all that going for him.
Nice. So we got a Bo and a Bowie, an Aiko and an AOI, and two Lumens.
Random generator.
Perfect. Perfect.
We'll know who we're talking to. This won't be a problem at all.
Look, let's see you generate a completely randomized character sheet in less than a second.
You know what? Fair enough. I'm good with numbers, but not that good. Not yet. Not yet. I'll get there one day.
So here's what we're going to do. As I mentioned, we start with either a hub or a spacecraft, and we are indeed starting with a spacecraft. So we're going to determine a few things about this here spacecraft, and it's going to be I'm going to give it a background, and you know what? I'm going to give it a quirk as well. So firstly, I'm going to use our two new players here today to help us along. So Elliot, can you roll me a d20, please, and let me know the result.
All right, let's do this.
Try.
That is a 15.
15. I don't like that one. Roll again. It's
Well, we're off to a good start.
Like that one. Do better this time.
This isn't actually a
Fucked it up,
role-playing game.
Elliot.
This is a appeasing Sean game.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you like 6?
As it should
That's
be.
6.
That's my
yeah,
favorite.
I do actually. I do like.
Well, there we
six.
go.
What was wrong with 15?
Oh, it gives us nothing in terms of like role playing capabilities. So I wanted something that was a little bit better. So basically, this is what we're rolling for is the background, which is your spacecraft had a different purpose before you got a hold of it. So we have rolled on the table, and you said it's number 6. Which is that it played a major role in the Gem War. So I'll give a little quick background on the Gem War. So in Death in Space, there's a couple of knowns, and one of which is that a couple of decades ago, there was something that was known as the Gem War, which is another thing that they keep quite vague in terms of what it means. But basically, it was a time in which so we're in what's called the Tenebris system. And in the Tenebris system, there was a point in time where a new gem was discovered, and it created, obviously, a big kind of power struggle to mine, to extract, and to sell these gems. And it basically destroyed the whole goddamn system. So these stones, they grew like cysts on roots that extended deep into the soil of barren moons and planets. They had extraordinary refracting qualities, and they became invaluable in the construction of advanced technologies, such as the huge bridge of spacecrafts that ripped through the fabric of space-time. Although the potential of the gems was far from understood, their values soared. The Gem Rush soon escalated into a full-scale war that only ended after years of bloody struggle. In a final inferno of death and ruin, the largest corporations battled around the yellow moon Inaru, the center of the Gem Rush. The war ended a decade ago, and although one of the corporations declared itself victor in the end, all lost. The production of spacecraft, advanced weapons, and other technology has since stopped. It relied on a steady supply of gems and on intricate trade networks shattered by the war. As a result, everything is now recycled and repurposed over and over again, whittled down bit by bit. Nothing is new. Among the unlucky ones trapped in the Tenebris system, there are many that still remember the war. Some grievances are hard to forget. So that is one of the kind of primary things to set up the game, is this, it's only been like a decade since this Gem War kind of subsided and provided, it's still not, there's no stability in the system, but that's kind of where you're factoring in. So my question to the group of you is, what do you think this ship that you're on in a past life or its past usage, what role did it play in this Gem War?
I have an idea. What if it was like, sort of during the Spanish Armada and sort of similar naval tactics, they used to have ships that would be purposefully sort of built in such a way as to be used as rams that they would set fire to and just steer into enemy fleets. What if our starship was actually only ever built to like holdo maneuver into other ships? It was never meant to be habitable. It was just meant to be like fired into other ships, but it missed. Now it still exists and we're just on it.
I like that. I like that it's you're using it other than its intended purpose. So I feel like, yeah. Well, I guess my question then is, do you think there's much at all, or how do you think the living quarters on this ship is kind of like divvied out between you? Like, do you just find a spot to sleep, or what's kind of the deal?
Maybe it wasn't just like an autonomous like ram. Maybe it was sort of a sort of a kamikaze ship, like but it was designed to like board people, right? So it would like ram into them, latch on, and then everyone would like stream across. So it was like had like living quarters for just like tons of soldiers like crammed in, so that you could ram into someone and then just like swarm them with like just
like a boarding
guys.
ship kind of.
Yeah, like a boarding ship, but like a really reckless version of that.
Yeah, like those really shitty like boats that they used in D-Day, where it's just like a box with a ramp.
Yeah, exactly. So the living quarters are really just bare bones. They're just like they're just
Spartan.
Yeah, it's where you just cram soldiers in. So we all have to share in there together. I have a hover hammock, so I don't know how you guys are going.
What if it was I want to take both of them and like, because the ramming ship is like a kamikaze thing is great. What if instead of them being soldiers, they're prisoners? Because then it keeps both. They don't care if they live or die. And then inside the ship, the living quarters are just prisons.
Yeah,
it's just a prison ship that they turn into a ramming ship.
Yeah.
What I like about that, and just to add on to that, is I think in that case, this is actually a significantly larger ship than one would expect for a crew of 4. Like you could wander corridors and wander room to room and not bump into the other 3 members that are in there. It is just a barren husk of a ship. You could be easily lost within your own thoughts. You could have a conversation out loud with yourself and no one else on the ship would hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're that far away.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Elliot, is there anything you'd like to add to that?
No, that sounds great. Love
Great. You gave me the role. Well, you failed once at the role, but you made up for it.
How dare you? Roll better.
So the other thing we're going to do is we're going to add a little quirk. Once I get my gosh darn page correct again. There we are. Hello. This is usually they use it for a hub quirk, but we're going to use it for a spacecraft quirk as well. So, Paul, can I get you please to roll a d20?
Absolutely. I'm using a digital dice, so I'm afraid there won't be a satisfying clunk. But that is a 1, natural 1 by D&D rules.
Nothing natural about that.
Well, that's ominous. That's an ominous reaction.
So
that's a critical ominous.
We're going to extrapolate on this a little bit. I have some ideas, but let's hear what you guys think. This is a quirk that kind of came with the ship. And we'll get into how the 4 of you ended up becoming the crew of this former prison vessel, because that's an interesting story in itself. But one quirk that unfortunately you inhabited as part of a spacecraft is occasionally on the ship, body parts and strange objects will just appear from little tiny wormholes.
I think that makes sense. Maybe this thing actually did go through an enemy ship or 2. Like, maybe they actually did manage to get it to ram the thing, and so there was a lot of debris, a lot of viscera, which we mostly cleared out when we either found it or survived the wreck, depending on what direction we want to go. But hey, there's a lot of nooks and crannies, and every so often when the ship takes a bank, fucking arm drops out of a hole. You know, what are you gonna do? We'll try our best.
Maybe
the smell.
Because it was in close proximity, right? So maybe it did some sort of like warp maneuver at the same time as another ship, and they got entangled, and so now body parts just appear from the battles it was in.
God. Maybe that happened and it came out like Jeff Goldblum's The Fly, you know? It came out as both ships.
It's both ships,
All crew dead.
Oh, get Cronenberg on the phone.
Cronenberg ship.
That's it,
prisoners weren't strapped down, so they bounced around in the ship when they crashed.
Oh, this is awful. I love it.
There's just like another sister ship out there that has the exact same problem, the other ship that you crashed into. So like one day you may just bump it. You're like, you've got body parts too. Yeah, we got weird body parts and just come.
Can we match some up? Is this? You got the other? Have you got the right arm for this one?
Yeah. You don't have a name tag
for the whole set.
Can you imagine while you're eating your like your space breakfast, and then a finger just like.
Oh. Crunch.
Right, my
Waiter, there's a
Astro
finger
porridge.
in my soup, I say to no one.
And how is it that you think the four of you came to? Well, first of all, potentially, why are you a crew together? And secondly, how did you come to take possession of this former prison ship?
I mean, what do people do in this world?
Honestly, you struggle to make a living.
Right.
One of the other aspects of this society is that as the Gem War came to a close, is that a lot of systems, solar systems and such, isolated themselves from each other because trade became obsolete. As we said, things aren't being made again. Trade between systems is kind of obsolete. So it created a power vacuum in these individual systems. They kind of also forgot that other systems existed for the common person. And so for a lot of people, when this power vacuum kind of came up, there was just kind of a feeling of lawlessness and making up the rules as they went along. And you would have akin to, if you've ever seen, anyone's ever seen Firefly, it is, I forget his name, but he's kind of he's the one that talks like this, and he has like his own little society, and like there's a
He's
lawless.
got his bowler hat, that guy.
Yeah, that guy, bowler hat man. But in that, everyone else is just kind of struggling to make ends meet. And while hollows, which are the version of credits in this game, are the form of currency, what's more important is your reputation. And the way you get reputation is by doing jobs. And to do jobs, you get better jobs. So to keep yourself flying and to keep yourself going, you gain contracts or you make contracts and you get reputation, you get hollows, you keep flying.
You said this game, this situation scenario had salvage in the title. Are we just scavengers? Do we just like drive this ship out to debris fields and then just like comb through it for anything valuable?
That sounds good. And as for how we found the ship, I figure maybe either we survived its use in the war as the only crew members who lived, or if you guys don't want to be ex-cons, we could have just found it as a crew. Maybe we came to salvage it, and our old shit can spaceship fell apart whilst we were on board, so we're like, alright, I guess we're using this then. Subtle though it isn't.
Yeah, somehow the ship that produces random body parts was preferable. Like,
You should have seen the old ship.
Well, I like the old ship. I like the idea that the old ship was just like, we were on board this one and something catastrophic happened to it and we were just like, oh.
Welcome to our new home. Let us never speak of the previous ship again.
Because it seems like this is the universe where that kind of like terrible, unlucky thing would just happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The reactor would just melt down while you're over here and you're like, oh, great.
Also, I think there's like a weird sense of security, and like no one's gonna like try and board or take over or commandeer a prison ship.
A massive prison ship that could have tons of hardened criminals on board. Instead, it just has us.
We have the Millennium Falcon feature, which is that if we're ever in a tight spot, we uncannily pass for debris.
Yes.
Turn off all the engines and just drift, and people will be like, "Fuck me, what happened to that?" And just leave it.
That looks like trash. Great. Let's leave it alone. Yeah. I think so. I think, Paul, you and my character know each other from before because we're from the war.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, we both are on the winning side, so we're pretty happy with that.
Yes, on the winning side. So even though our side sent us to die, or sent me to die anyway, I think.
Oh, yeah, no. You didn't die. Not while I'm around.
I think maybe the two of you could have worked for the corporation that ended up being on top in the Gems War, the one that declared themselves the winner and kind of used up the last of the gemstone in terms of its capabilities and what it can do.
Sure.
I was also on the winning side, by the way.
Sweet. We're all winning.
Phil the other one that
on the
wasn't?
losing side.
And yet we still ended up scavengers.
That's great.
Well,
Yeah, I don't think anybody
had no
wins in
use-
this universe.
Once the corporation had no use for you, they probably laid you
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
We should have looked better at that contract.
Yeah, it's like,
It's
cool,
It's very,
we're
it's very shipbreaker.
out of gemstone, we don't manufacture anymore. Fucking see ya.
Yeah.
Peace.
And maybe
Yeah.
the like the lumens, there's like a crappy kind of business like a Lumen business that we happen to be low level in, and so we got kind of put together because of we both sort of belong to the Lumen clan, even though we don't really know each other. They're like, okay, you're both from this
Lumens.
ancient family, so you guys, we're sticking you together.
Yeah, you inherited the cryopod that Bowie's in.
The Bowie's in.
I feel like a member of the Lumen family always inherits the pod.
Yeah.
Like, you deal with him. He wakes up every once in a while. You deal with that. Fantastic.
Oh, cool.
The other thing to note about the way that this system works and the people that live within it is there is talk through the scientists that are within the Tenebris system that there is substantial evidence. You can see where my brain's at. This is like I had to pull through my brain for the word evidence. There is substantial evidence to suggest that the universe, which we all know as ever expanding, has stopped expanding and it is beginning to shrink. It is now slowly, at a frighteningly quick pace, is starting to contract, and it is coming inwards. Your time on this planet is now proven to be finite. Existence in general is proven to be finite. So there's a sense of, fuck it. We'll do whatever we want to do now, because who knows when it all is going to
come crunching together.
And that's kind of the world that you live in. This
Great.
is your existence. Finally.
What a lovely cozy Sunday morning game.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I think it reflects our mood here. We're either heading on to 2 a.m. in the morning, or we've had an awful night, or not an awful night. We had a fantastic night, but also
just
just a long night.
Yeah.
And Elliot, you're doing fine, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm great.
Not after this, you won't be.
You're the polite one.
Sure am, and eager to please.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
and
get
finally,
so as the night goes on, you're not gonna believe it.
whether this is the name it had before or whether you renamed it, what is the name of your spacecraft?
Can it have had a name and we've gone outside and like spray painted some lame like addition to it?
Or it's just subtracted some words.
Yeah, or to like cross some out. So I'm trying to think of an example.
Oh, now you have to think of something clever to go with that.
There you go.
Or not.
This ain't no haiku you're doing, but it's close.
No,
Yeah.
I suck at those too.
Would it have just had prison ship on the outside, and is there like some way we can remove some letters from that, and if the ship was like a bit crumpled or something?
Or is there like a cool acronym that you can make from a really boring name?
Prison
The
ship. Prism. It goes with gems. Prism. I don't know.
PISSIP. It is backwards and forwards. Prison ship. PISSIP.
Pissip.
Pissip. Pissip.
This is big gross.
Yep.
Pissip.
The pissip?
Just pissip.
Oh, has anyone got better idea?
No. Anyone got anything better?
Hey, it's your ship. I'm happy to take what you want. If you want to say,
Pissip.
all right, pissip it is. The prison ship Pissip.
No longer a
Amazing.
prison ship.
No,
Just
formerly the artist formerly known as prison ship, Pissip.
Pissip.
All right, let me pull up. If we're all ready and raring to go,
Oh, sure.
Ready?
Yeah.
let us pull up. Search and salvage. The four of you: Bo, Bowie, Aiko, Aoi. Aoi? AOI?
I was going with AOI.
Very
AOI?
rare. Very rare
Yeah.
that narrators have to check in with the pronunciation of their
That's why I'm trying to do it the most simple. AOI?
I was going with AOI.
AOI. AOI. AOI. AOI. AOI. Good, done. I've got it. It's in the memory bank now. the four of you, Bo, Bowie, Aoi, Aiko, are on board the Pissip. The large, completely unassuming, absolutely not unassuming, former prison ship that is floating through space in the Tenebris system. No one else is around. It is quiet, as it always is. It is black, as it always is. It is boring, like it always is. And I'm going to take a moment to come around, and I'd like you to tell me where on the ship, on this massive, brawling freighter, we might find each of you. And I'm going to start with Aiko. Aiko, can we have a reminder of what your character looks like and where we might be finding Aiko and what they might be doing?
Aiko is wearing their trucker hat and is wearing like a flannelette jacket with a zipper hood and denim jeans, and is staring out into the void with their face covered with a mask, and the voice changes. The synthetic voice scrambler kicks in, and space, delicious. I'm gonna do that through the whole fucking stream. This.
Cool.
Space, delicious.
Oh wow.
It's Tom Harbour.
Wow. That's a synthetic voice if I've ever heard one.
I appreciate that.
I can't download. I don't think I could quickly download a voice changer unless you want me to try and find one.
You know what? While we're going through the others, if you can find one, absolutely.
Right.
While Aiko is searching through your data terminal for a voice synthesizer of some description, we will bounce over to Bo. Bo Wiz. Bo Wiz. Where is Bo Wiz on the ship? A reminder of what they look like and what they may be doing.
Well, Boaz is described as a punk, and I really want to lean into that, so I might disregard what it says about fashionable maybe fashionable by his standards.
Yeah,
I think he is
it's all
wearing,
relative.
like some sort of nice coat which has had the sleeves cut off of it and had something spray painted on the back. He's very much customizable, like spikes and things and like weird little tacks sewn into everything he has. And yeah, he's got his one half of his head shaved, the other looking shaggy, and he is working something to do with maybe the most recent haul. He is using a blowtorch and like deconstructing and tearing stuff apart, and he is playing music way too loud down there.
Excellent. Can you know what? Just for the fun of it, let's do. What do you think they might be working on, specifically?
Recent haul, they're stripping it for parts.
Great.
It's lame answer, but yeah, he's just doing some grunt work.
Can you make me a roll here? Let's just do it for shits and giggles. So this is going to be a tech roll. So this is going to be a D10 plus the modifier that is on your sheet, which I believe is a minus for you.
Yes, it is. Tech is -1, and I rolled a 7, so we're on 6.
Okay, awesome. So the fun thing about this is that the way that Death in Space works is that to get a success, you need a 12 or above.
Right.
Anything lower than that is considered a failure.
On a D10.
No, D20.
Oh, you said D10.
Oh, well, ignore me. Oh, I've had a long night.
Alright, in that case, it's a...
I'm just keeping you on your toes.
Yeah, you know what? You said that, and I was like, I could have sworn he said we only needed a D20, but...
He lied to me earlier. I just make you roll a D10 and everyone else a D20.
I was hoping that you would stand up to me. You failed. We shall not be friends for at least one more year.
So you rolled a 14?
14.
Yeah, there's a kind of a calm, a serenity that washes over you as you are left to kind of wallow in the various sounds of you stripping away. You hear the metal of your tools clanging against the pieces that reverberates around the ship, and you get a nice rhythm going. And I'm going to say that you can add component parts to your list as you find, like, through this junk that you've hauled, a lot of kind of like strange kind of like pieces and cogs and pipes that you can use a lot for general use, that for repairing will come in handy. So yeah, just taking some component parts for you. Because that'll work very, very well. Yeah, gives one component per object. Yeah, so take a component part. Well done, sir.
Thank you.
Bo Wiz, the Wiz Kid. Speaking of Bowie.
Hello.
Bowie, can we hear about you, where you are on the ship, and what you are doing?
So I'm in the where the quarters, the Spartan cells where we all kind of have to live. I'm in my hover hammock with a data terminal, and I'm kind of a bit obsessed with my sleeping pod, right? Because it's very important that I can come back out of it whenever I go in, right? And so I just constantly just run diagnostics on it over and over and over and over again, in a sort of like weird kind of meditative, kind of overly obsessive way. So he's just there laid back, just running, just checking, double checking, triple checking, and he probably hasn't moved since he woke up today.
Absolutely. Can you also do me a tech check, please, Bowie?
So a D20 plus my bonus here.
Yep. So it's a D20 plus the modifier for your tech.
17.
17, absolutely. The main thing is you notice that there is like a slight, it's not an issue with the pod, but you can see that there's something wrong with kind of the calculations that would ensure the ability for it to automatically wake you up at some point. So it's nothing trivial. You catch it early and you just kind of go dig into the system and you rewire a few things. You kind of get down and dirty and you correct the anomaly so that
I'm glad I checked it that 25th time.
Exactly. It's just, it's a very simple thing you miss. It's part of the algorithm. And it's like, oh, you know what? That's actually not meant to be.
I'm going to fix that actually. Yeah.
And so that for when you decide, I mean, potentially coming up soon will be your next hibernation.
Getting that itch. You know when people have the itch to like go out and do something, go out and travel? Like, he has the opposite. Like, he has the itch where he's like, oh, I really want to go back to my pod. And sleep another decade, please.
He's real sad.
Yeah. Just like,
he's
this
a real
sucks.
sad boy.
This sucks. Everything's bad. If I go to sleep for another 10 years, maybe things will be better. And the thing is, that's never worked. Whenever he comes out of the pod, it's always worse.
And I think what's kind of interesting about that as well is oftentimes he'll go into the pod, he'll come out, and he's faced with another lumen, like a different lumen that now has charge over him. And speaking of lumens, see, look, I've got the segues coming out the wazoo. Speaking of lumens, there's an Aoi on the ship somewhere. What does Aoi look like? Fuck. What does Aoi look like, and what is he doing on board the Pissip?
Well, Aoi looks asymmetric. He's a glitchy guy. He's losing touch with reality, so he looks quite different and glitchy and shifty and all that. My background's an isotope coder, and I'm an engineer as well. So, I'm very eager to please and really driven to make friends here, and I'm excited that I managed to get in touch with a distant relative. And so I imagine my dude is, fixing part of the ship on instruction by Bo E. Bowie.
Bowie, yeah.
My relative. Yeah. All the similar names. Yeah. I'm under instruction by Bowie to fix something particular on the ship that requires my particular set of skills.
The ship in question, the Pissip, is beginning to just perceptibly enough starting to run slow, and that is particularly noticed by Bowie as somebody who goes to sleep, wakes up, goes to sleep, wakes up, and immediately feels the difference in the ship, and so he has instructed you, go to the engine room, get in there, make it work fucking quicker. Like, make sure, like, you might not be able to feel it, but I can feel it. And whether or not that is even the case, you're at least going to oblige him, and you're going to look and see if there is something running. So we're getting real tech heavy here, so let's give
Seem like a techie crew, right?
Yeah. Give me a techie roll here to see if you can see what, if anything, is going wrong with the engines.
Alright. 19, but -1 for my tech is an 18.
Oh man, everyone's rolling fucking great. You spend hours looking through this thing because you cannot find a single thing wrong with the engine. But Bowie was absolutely dead set certain. And so you do your due diligence, you run a level 3 diagnostic, you really get yourself in hard and gritty. Yes, Phil.
Can I add something in? So
Yeah,
my trait
absolutely.
is my trait is not to give too much away. My trait is that I'm dishonest. That's a lie. There was nothing wrong with the engine. I just wanted him to go away
Yeah. Absolutely.
for a long time.
You spend hours upon hours to the point where you come to like a very specific conclusion. Like, this thing is running better than I thought it was. Like, for the amount of time that we have been running with this ship, like, this thing's gonna go and go and go, and it is not gonna stop. Like, if anything is reliable, it's a fucking prison ship that, like, it needs to keep going. A prison ship cannot break down, so they're built to last because they don't do anything else. They move and they sometimes batter in, and that's the other thing as well, is like, if this thing like requires like needs to batter into things, like, it needs to be sturdy. It's two things it does well. It's big and it goes. And you go, yeah, both those things are still gonna happen. So I don't know what my great grandpa is talking about, but we running. We doing fine.
Look harder.
Yeah. And as the four of you are continuing to either stare out into the vastness of space or work on the intricacies of the ship, wherever you happen to be, there's
Did
a
we
red
hear
light.
from Chris?
Yeah.
I'm staring out into the vast.
Oh, of course. Sorry.
I'm going. I got my voice change.
Sorry,
as well.
my bad.
Oh my god.
Space.
It
do
comes
anything?
with music.
It's music. There was music,
I
yeah.
really want it to come with music.
Does the music have to run every time you modulate your voice?
Can I hear it again?
Yes.
Yes, it does, apparently. Yes, it does.
Let me try and not have that be
There
the
you go.
case. But
That's necessary.
I love it.
Hilarious.
yeah,
Just
Can
a
you hear it?
soundtrack for one
I can
person.
hear it. I can
Good.
hear
I mean,
it.
it's a hell of a way to not get
I ha-
interrupted.
I have like quiet ambience going in the background as well from Syrinscape, so it's like really cutting through that. Hey, easy, how you doing, man?
Wait. I'm just gonna ask you a very simple question, Chris, and just respond as Chris. Hey, Chris, what did you have for breakfast this morning?
I had coffee. Now my voice should still sound strange without the background voice.
Perfect,
That's good.
perfect.
There we go.
I
Yes.
have no idea what it sounds like. I'm curious.
Oh, you sound
Oh.
like the host from Murder Trivia Party. Is what you sound like.
It does, yeah, that's exactly what he sounds like. Oh my god, cheesecake ice cream. Easy. Well, just to catch you up, we are the crew. We're a bunch of scavengers with salvagers who happen to run on a giant prison ship, cavernous, where we can walk around for days and not see each other.
And we now have a voice modulator, so for Chris's character, because
Hooray, toys!
Yeah.
I know I've always wanted a modulator. Oh, well, another time. So the four of you, wherever you happen to be in the ship, whether you're staring into the void of space through one of the massive glass windows that you find that just dominates the entire wall, or whether you're working on the minute intricacies of this massive freighter, the four of you are drawn to the attention of, in most rooms, there's a little red LED light that will flicker when there is a message that can be picked up, or some sort of intercom, because as a ship, and it's probably something that has been redesigned by one of you on the ship, potentially by Aoi, is that this is a way for you to pick up incoming messages, which may lead to contracts, which may lead to hollows. So it's in your best interest to kind of be able to tune into this. So the four of you see this big red LED light, which is you have come into contact with a potential message that seems to have made its way onto your ship. Which of you takes the call? All of you. Do you put it through? How do you want to approach this?
Play it. Is it audio?
Yes. So, and you can.
Yes, it is audio. Let's listen in.
And so you.
We got incoming. I guess we're all on comms, right? It's the only way we'd even be able to talk to each other, because we like never run into each other. Alright, I'm playing it.
And you hit, and it starts to. This is going to play throughout the entire ship, and you're first met with the unmistakable crackle, and it always sits under the surface, not just of this message, of any message, any form of communication within the entire Tenebris system. There's always, just under the surface, a tiny bit of static that the further out you get, the further you edge to the closer to the edge of the Tenebris system, gets louder and louder, and it's become white noise to you, but it's there. And you start to hear a little girl's voice. My name is Aiko, and yes, it is Aiko, by the way. My name is Aiko. I've been kidnapped. Grasshopper, please help. And that plays on repeat over and over again.
Aiko, man, you know this chick?
Who are you asking?
Aiko. Or Aiko. Just because the name's similar.
Aoi.
No, it's an echo. That's our void.
Chris.
You're Aiko. Yeah, it's the exact fucking name.
Yeah, right. That's why my punk dude asks.
Yeah.
I've never heard of this one before.
Wait, do you have a girl's name?
Learning. I have a name.
Well, hopefully, by the time we get there, they're dead, and we can salvage what's left.
Oh, cool, man. Sounds like a score. I need some action.
Just need hollows. I need parts for my pod.
Oh, don't be so pessimistic. I'm sure we can help this person.
Ship. Change course. Follow that signal.
And you just feel the shift of the ship as it stops in place, and it starts to turn on its axis, which you feel with your whole body, and then there's a chunk as it locks into place with the direction of where this communique is coming from, and it starts to push forward, and you make your way towards where you know this communique was, where this signal, where this SOS emanates from. And it takes you a good couple of days still as you churn through the blackness of space. Every now and then you might listen again to the SOS. It doesn't change. It's just that same 10 seconds. My name is Aiko. I am kidnapped. Grasshopper. Please help. And after a couple of days, finally, something changes in the blackness of the void. As you get closer, and you receive a proximity alarm, and as you pop on one of your view screens, or if one of you is in the pilot's seat or wherever the captain's seat would be, you peer out and you see it. And let me just pull up, because this goddamn thing is deciding to...
It's a very menacing atmosphere.
We need that the music back from the modulator. The ship makes itself known. It's just floating there, dead in space. It looks like the engines appear to be off, or at least it does seem to appear that way from the fact that it is just kind of just hovering there. You can see that there are emergency lights that are just flickering on and off. But most importantly, you can see on one side of the ship there seems to be a hull breach, and there's debris that is just scattered and floated around. Feel free to make me a savvy check, the four of you. So that is a D20 plus your savvy modifier.
13.
That's
5.
21.
And Chris?
5.
5. And did you also get 5, Phil?
5, yeah.
Excellent. Finally. Fucking finally. So, another aspect of Death in Space is that when you fail checks, you get rewarded with void points.
I love void points.
So, void points are their failed ability checks and attack rolls give 1 void point. Now, void points can be spent to gain advantage on an ability roll check or an attack roll.
Okay.
Or if any of you happen to have as part of your character sheet a cosmic mutation, you can activate said cosmic mutation.
Nope.
Now, important thing to know about void points. When you're using a void point for advantage and you fail, roll a d6. If that number is equal to or lower than your current void points, we roll for a lovely thing called void corruption. And we'll talk on that if we ever get to it. But yeah, accumulate failed rolls reward you, and fun things happen as a result. So Chris and Phil, you notice the debris, but you don't really take much stock into what that means per se. Paul, you received like a 17 or something, didn't you?
13.
13. So both Bowiz and Aoi, you determine what is most likely to have happened, and that there is an explosion that has occurred. That the hull breach is from what looks like an internal explosion of some sort that has emanated from this kind of the top right-hand side of the ship. And Aoi, you notice a very perceptive detail, and you see it. It's tiny, but it's unmistakable. It is part of the debris, but it is not debris. It is just an EVA suit that is inhabited by a dead body that is just floating and turning and spinning.
Looking at the body, could I assume that it was possibly the person that made this distress call?
There you go.
It looks like an adult human. So it's probably safe to surmise that it would not be the what you presume to be a little girl's voice.
Can we scan for life signs?
You absolutely can. Thank you. This is going to be a tech roll once again, please.
So
Actually, no. Make me. Yeah, no. Let's go with tech. Actually, yeah. Tech.
Is
Everyone?
that all of us, or?
I'm the one doing it, I guess.
I'm gonna say Phil because Phil's using the terminal to do so.
What's your tech there, Phil?
+1, so I got 19. So what I'm imagining with this scene, right, we're normally, like, we barely see each other for, like, days at a time, but because we have arrived somewhere, maybe we're all on the bridge, but it's, like, a bridge for, like, many people, so it's still, like, a huge space, and we're still, like, quite far apart, but for once we are actually in the same room, someone's in the pilot seat, I'm over by the computers, and, you know, the others are other terminals around, and I initiate a scan for life signs. Did you mention that you saw a body or anything like that? Because we didn't see it.
Yeah. That's and there's a body in front of me.
Well, it's not surprising. I'll look for life signs.
Guys are so cautious. It's gut busted. Let's get in there. That guy's in his Evo suit and he's by the airlock.
Great.
Nice.
And you can see that there are 4 life signs on this ship.
4 breathers.
Yeah.
Somewhere on board, at least.
4 of us. Good odds. Better than we've had.
Well, yeah, we better go armed.
No, and sure they'll be fine.
I'm way ahead of you, man.
So, based on what you kind of can scan from this ship, you can... Well, actually, no. Whoever is in the pilot seat, or whoever is kind of like looking to steer the ship, make me a savvy check.
Well, it's not me. It's not. It's not Bo. He's ready to go out, so it's got to be one of you two.
Yeah. Who would be most? Who would look to steer or to helm the ship?
Yeah. Do we have like a captain? Somebody like the de facto leader, the one who would be played by Chris Pine.
Who's got the best? What is it? A savvy roll?
Savvy, yeah. Or Dex.
Who's got the best?
Okay, cool.
Who's got the best savvy?
I got a +2.
-2.
There's a flat 0 for savvy. +3 for Dex, but that's it.
If you're +3 for Dex, wouldn't you be the pilot then for like tight maneuvering and stuff?
And you're
Yes.
a Chris, so.
So, piloting spacecraft is what savvy is used for.
Oh, that's crazy.
that's what
Okay.
All
Well,
right,
then,
Elliot.
then Elliot, yeah. For the, what is it? Aoi, yeah. You're the helmsman.
pilot, I
Yeah.
think. You're the
Let
helmsman.
me steer anymore. Not since
All right.
happened on
Not
my
since the
birthday.
war.
Which explains why you potentially saw the dead body in space as well. You're right there in the front.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sure. All
Savvy
right,
check
yeah.
us.
All right, make me
Pardon?
that savvy roll, Elliot.
That's a 19.
Fuck yeah, man.
Rolling fucking great. You basically have a scan over on this ship, and you determine a couple of points of entry, of where you could potentially breach and dock this ship. So number one, from the direction that you're coming in, the more, the rough and tumble way of doing it is there's literally an opening in the ship. It's where that explosion occurred. It obviously doesn't guarantee safe passage in there. It's opened up to the vacuum of space, but you do just have a simple way to breach in, as it were. Secondly, as you are heading and get closer to the ship, there's the airlock. Where generally you would dock. So it could be a simple enough way to kind of just head straight in, dock in, and make your way into this this grasshopper, this floating ship. And that's kind of the 2 points of entrance that you're looking at.
We gotta take them by
yeah.
surprise, right? We've gotta get in there. We gotta get in there, see what we can grab before they know we're there.
Well, we did get a distress signal from this ship. I think going in the polite way, going in by the airlock is probably the way to go.
You're right, dude. That's as good as a surrender right there.
They might
I'm
not be.
already.
They might look. It was a little girl. They might not be hostile. You know, we could easily just have them under. You know, hold them up pretty quick. It might be if we don't kill them. Maybe there's some kind of someone will reward us for returning them home.
Everything
A ransom or
dies.
something. What's that?
Everything dies.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
no.
But maybe someone will pay us for them not to die.
Someone might pay us for her dead.
Well, we won't. We gotta work out which is worth more hollows before we shoot them. That's my point.
You're right, man. We gotta keep our options open. You talk
That's
about
right.
this sometimes.
Hope for the best, prepare for the worst, I say.
See if you can connect to the airlock. See if it's still operational. That gives us a better chance of getting away clean as well.
Will do, great granddad.
Don't call me that.
Make me another savvy roll, my friend.
Keep rolling until you... Oh, my voice changes to one.
Keep rolling until you fail.
First thing.
Pardon?
17.
Oh, goddamn. What is your plus on savvy, by the way?
+2.
Yeah, great. So yeah, as long as you hit a 10, yeah, you got a 50% chance of success no matter what. Sweet. Yeah, like it's fucking simple enough. Like you sit down at the helm, you grab control, you go onto manual control, and you steer this large lumbering freighter to match airlock to airlock, and it slowly shifts into place. And it's that kind of, this is the kind of ship where it doesn't feel like it slows down until it stops. So as you get closer and closer, it just seems like like a lumbering ship, you're just going to crash into the grasshopper until you get closer, and Bo, you can see through like the little fish hole in where you're waiting by the airlock. You just see their airlock getting closer and closer and closer, and then at the last second there's a little chung. And Elliot, you press a button and the clamps lock into place as the ships connect up one to one.
Come on, everyone. It's time to be social.
That's the spirit.
Is there air on board?
You can make me a tech roll for that as well, please.
Yeah. So like, how much of the atmosphere is preserved? Like, are the bulkheads intact?
Yeah.
I got an 11.
I got a 10.
Cool. Well, both of you take a void point.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Two void points.
So, what you start to realize as you're kind of going through your checks is that it's, and whether this comes from the explosion that was on the medbay, whether it's because the engines are powered down, it's kind of hard to get a trustworthy reading on this. It's like some of the numbers don't quite make sense. They seem to change. And so you can't like know for certain whether like the readings you're getting are accurate. There could be air, there could not be.
I can't get a clear reading on Atmo. So better go with helmets on.
Now, all of you, I know that Bo Wiz has a EVA suit. You have a heavy
Believe
EVA
it,
suit,
baby.
if I remember.
Sure do.
And I'm just going to figure out whether all of you have it by nature of just the game. Do your character sheets say that you have?
I have starting kit, which is I have a liquid purifier, a hover hammock, a box of spices, a pack of incense sticks, which is going to be really handy, and a rechargeable battery with a compact solar panel. So
I have an EVA suit, and Phil
My EVA
doesn't.
suit also gets mentioned in starting kit. I think it would be. Apparently, I have a heavy one under bonus and a light one as my starting kit, so I have a spare.
That's great.
Oh.
Do we have Elliot? Do you have one? No. Fuck. Fuck.
Well, you get to stay on the ship. You get to stay on the ship and keep the scanners going, right? You're like the man in the chair, right? You're the.
We're leaving the most level-headed one behind. I love it.
No, the most naive one, which is why he's the most dangerous to have on an away mission.
All right. So, what are the how do you want to play this?
So I reckon I take your old suit, right? Your light one, Bo. And
Sure, yeah.
the Void guy, I feel like we always let him come because he's like a nihilist, so he's good at just like shooting people, and he's got an EVA suit. So I reckon the three of us go over. With I don't know if we get weapons. Like if not, we'll take like bits that we can smash people with.
Yeah, my guy's got like bits of metal sewn into his EVA suit.
He's got like extra punching knuckles, like
rivets and bolts, like as Knuckle does.
I love it. Yeah, I don't know how weapons work, so.
Yeah, I mean, if you had weapons as part of your starting,
No.
then yes. Otherwise, like this is what like search and salvage is, right? You're hoping to find these sorts of things. Yeah. If you don't have weapons, you're going in relatively naked, as it were.
Are you going to come with us, Aiko? Because I kind of spoke for you. I reckon me and Bo are like keen to get over there, but.
Yes, I will come with you. I wish to see death firsthand.
Amazing,
And
man.
potentially cause some.
Just look out the window.
Guy knows how to party. I love it when
Also, you are wearing your defense. You're wearing your heavy EVA suit, are you, Paul?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you actually get a your defense rating goes up by 2 against any melee attacks, but only against melee weapons. And so I'm just going to read the difference. So light EVA suits, which is what Phil and Chris are wearing. So they don't give you any plus to your defense rating. 3 item slots when carried, and it takes 5 minutes to don them up. So they have no. So I'm just going to read this. No thrusters, can instead use a manned maneuvering unit, which is an MMU, a propulsion unit carrying the same nitrogen thrusters as the heavy EVA suit. When using the MMU, the wearer cannot climb, dodge, or perform similar tasks requiring dexterity. On the other side, you have heavy EVA suits, which gives you a +2 against melee attacks, 5 item slots, and this is important because Paul mentioned like earlier that he was like waiting by the airlock. It takes 30 minutes to don a heavy EVA suit.
Right.
I very nearly joked when you said earlier that it took 2 days to float over to the signal. He put the suit on pretty much straight away.
Yeah.
Been in it for 2 days.
They are heavy and unwieldy. They're suitable only in low gravity environments. The power systems with nitrogen propelled thrusters, and they protect against jagged rocks and radiation.
Okay, we'll hide behind you then.
Yeah.
So you Paul, so do you go to open up the airlock?
Absolutely.
Yep. So you obviously open up yours. And then you've got their airlock.
We all shuffle in.
There's like a small little like slight, like, you know what? How do you explain this? You know on the buses that have the middle section so that they can bend? What is that? Like the ribbed
Yeah, like rubbery bit.
Yeah, the rubbery bit they used to get on aircraft. It's that there basically. That is just
The
like
accordion.
the accordion. There you go.
Yeah.
Accordion.
There is a thin bit of accordion material that separates the three of you from the vacuum of space. And while this is occurring, Aoi, where are you going to situate yourself? Are you going with, or are you staying on the ship? And if you are staying on the ship, where are you going to position yourself?
I guess I'll be like the relative helm or whatever, just somewhere where, because I'm in comms with them at least the whole time, right? Like,
Yes.
that's to be assumed, yeah. So I guess I'm in the position of the ship where that makes sense, where, yeah, probably the helm-most part of the ship.
Yeah, and you're just kind of like, maybe I'll say that one of them, you know, actually, no, you don't have visual, you cannot see what they see.
I can hear it, yeah.
You can hear what they hear.
It's not like an alien situation with the cam.
Yeah, exactly right. So you're gonna rely on them, basically.
Yeah, I'll just say to them before they leave, well, guys, you're my ears, you're not my eyes, and, you know, be polite, don't, you know, go in guns blazing. No, you like to do that, but just try and make a good impression, yeah?
Will do, man. Will do.
Yeah, we'll make an impression, all right.
They're not going to forget us.
Come back with money. Hollows.
Some
You
living
will
bodies
be
would be great too, thank
satisfied.
you.
Fucking A. Like the man said.
Satisfied.
And so, Paul, are you in front?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So
He
do you?
knocks on their,
Thank
he knocks on their airlock door. Hello, little girl?
And
I
there
wanna
is
notify you.
there is silence as you knock on their airlock door, but you can see.
Little girl, let us in.
Friendly
I
when
love
we
it.
see him, okay? Don't judge us.
Please let us in.
Can you
Now.
adjust your voice modulator to use your nice voice?
You could try
Checking settings.
opening the airlock.
I know what the face of a man is checking settings looks like.
You could
Let us
try.
in.
Now, please.
You could try opening the airlock door, Paul.
Opened.
It opens by itself.
Excellent.
You just like you get your heavy gloves and you grab onto this airlock and you wrench it open, and with relative ease, this airlock ka-chunk, and you step onto what amounts to just a very small kind of like the airlock chamber where things would decompressurize. And as you step, the three of you in, the door will close itself, and you can see that this would be where things would kind of depressurize and where it would make things safe, obviously, to breathe. But as you saw, it appears the engines are off, so that kind of function is not at least currently working. So it would be safe to assume that if there is air on here, it would be limited. It's not flowing through, if that makes sense. So the air that is in this airlock would be finite. But you do see just a short kind of 10 steps ahead is another door at the far end. And as you kind of look closer, you can see that where the handle would be, it's very clearly broken. It's missing its lock, to be specific. And to be clear, this is the one door that's at the end of this short airlock room.
Okay, easy decision. Onwards and upwards.
And so you head over to this locked, this broken door.
Yeah.
And
I
what
imagine
you-
it's
Yeah,
like
sort of my-
it's totally dark inside, and we just got like our lights from our helmets like illuminating the gloom.
Well, I have a military-grade light stick that I can use. I have 5 of them, apparently.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll get one of those like lifted. Is there gravity here on the board?
I'm gonna say yes because I'm not
Okay.
gonna fuck with no gravity rules. So yes.
Cool. Well, at least that's working.
So it's very important. Tell me what you do.
Light stick on. Go through
Yep.
that door. Look around. You need a
Light stick.
roll?
Illuminates, and you head up to the airlock door. Not the airlock door, but the door further
Yeah,
north.
broken door.
Great. So you head over to the door. Bo was taking the lead, and you go to see if you can work on the door to get it like unlocked and see if you can ascertain what the issue is. And as you walk up to the door, I want you to make me a tech roll, please.
Okie dokie. Ooh, that might be... Ooh, 13. Only just.
13. All right.
Uh-oh.
And then, secondly, I want you to make me 2 separate rolls.
Oh.
Firstly, make me a savvy roll.
Ooh, I get bad penalty on savvy. That is an 11.
An 11.
So, void point.
Yep, so you're going to take a void point.
I feel like this is a bad savvy roll to fail.
And
Or good.
make me a dexterity roll with disadvantage.
Okay, so roll twice. Use the worst one.
Yes.
Hey, you die.
Okay, that is the worst one. That's a 5. So the void point.
A void point. Cool. Paul,
Uh-huh.
Bo,
Yeah.
you head over and you look at this door and you notice that the lock is broken. You go, huh, right. That should be a pretty simple fix. In fact, I think I have the spare part for it from what I just extricated from there a couple of days ago. It's just a simple missing part. This should be easily fixable. And while you are kind of noting this as you're stepping closer and closer, you don't notice the rigged device that was set at a motion sensor as you step the last section forward. And there is a bolt gun that immediately drops from like just the top of where the door is. And I need 2 questions from you. Well, answers from you rather. I'll provide the questions. Number 1, what is your defense rating?
Now, is that where it says DR?
Yes.
Okay, that's 11, and then plus 2 with the suit, so 13.
Cool. So I'm going to let you know that if this goes through, it is bad. It is bad for you. I'm going to roll an attack roll. And this thing is not going to have a modifier. This is going to be a ranged roll, which is actually tech, believe it or not. What did you say your DR was?
13 total.
13 total. $14.
Oh.
This bolt gun lowers down, and not only do you not notice the trap before you step on it, you don't notice with that dex roll, you don't notice the trap in time as this bolt gun comes down and fires straight through your EVA suit. Remind me, how much HP do you have, Paul?
I have 2 HP.
It does 5 damage.
Hey!
This bolt goes through the glass helmet, through your head, and pierces. And the 2 of you, Paul and Chris, you just see Paul's head
Phil and Chris.
explode. Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
Phil and Chris. His head explode. Blood fills immediately, and he drops.
His last words were, I got a good feeling about...
And that's where we're going to take a break.
All right, nice to have you, Paul. Thanks for coming along.
Yeah, fuck yeah, early night.
We'll just be gone for a brief intermission of 5 to 10 minutes or so, and then we'll be back for the funeral of Bo.
You mean we're going to kick him out of the airlock? Yeah.
Throwing his twin brother, the afore not mentioned, low.
That's great. I mean, it's as advertised, right? Death in space. You got to have some death.
Yep.
Just
We've
let us
established
know when we're
stakes. We've
off,
killed-
Phil.
We've killed Ned Stark.
Okay, and I'm killing our mics now.
Okay.
welcome back to Roll to Cast Live. I was gonna say, is this the very first time, unless Dark Heresy did that someone has died on Roll to Cast Live, or did Dark Heresy kill off
I don't
anyone?
know. Dark Heresy's killed 4 people. I think I'm the only surviving, or did it just badly maim them?
Nobody died.
Right, they just all got badly maimed.
All managed to fate point through.
Yeah.
Karma's character has moss growing on his face.
So-
Yes.
Now.
Paul, congratulations. You are the very first person on a Roll to Cast live stream to perish. And I finally got to kill someone. So far through, I've just never been able to do that, in a Roll to Cast game. So I'm so happy.
I've been away from Discord for quite a long time, but I remember the last time I used to use it a lot was during lockdown when we used to come on and play Among Us. So I do associate being here with being murdered in space.
We might have to get some of that back going. We might do a Discord,
Oh.
a Rollcast game of
Absolutely love that.
Among
It's
Us.
too early for lockdown nostalgia because Among Us.
Lockdown nostalgia.
That's all Glass Onion was, the film, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
So for anyone that is
Halcyon days.
for anyone that has just joined us in the stream, the 4 members, we are playing Death in Space, the 4 crew members of the Pissip, which is a
Such a
large,
bad name. Love it.
large,
It's a great name.
large lumbering former prison ship, has now been commandeered by Bo Lumen. Bo Wiz, Bowie Lumen, Aiko someone, and Aiko Azalea. Is that right? Asaki?
Seiki.
Close. It's not. They're not
I think
ridiculous
that's how
names
I
that are
pronounce
hard
it.
to remember.
I don't know. It's something like that.
Well, feel free to correct me and say the pronunciation. Then I'm doing my best.
I don't
here.
remember what I said either.
There we
Go
go.
on.
So-
I'm teasing
I
myself
don't
as much as
know.
you.
And Aoi. There you go. Don't care about the last name. It's fine.
It's fine.
The four of these people have found themselves drifting through space once again in search of anything, a contract, meaning, more of the void. Who knows?
Woo! More of the void.
And they came across a distress signal from a young girl who shares the same name, Aiko, which Sean didn't put together until we found out on the stream, which was great. They saw this as less of an opportunity to rescue this Aiko, and potentially more of an opportunity to search and salvage.
Yay!
And so they headed in the direction of what they knew to be called the Grasshopper, and were met with a broken down ship where one half had been blown out from the inside, at least from what they could see, one dead potential crew member, potentially an outsider, who knows. But they did scan and saw that there were 4 life signs on board the ship, but nothing else could be ascertained. So the 3 of them who did have EVA suits, which I'm just going to say Chris, Phil, and Paul, made their way on, while Elliot stayed on board because they could not determine whether or not this ship had, the ability for them to breathe, whether it had oxygen or not. So the 3 of them made their way on, and the Gung-Ho Bo Wiz, Gung-Ho Bo, as he's known by his friends.
Oh, that would have been a great
Was
nickname
known.
for him when he was alive.
Gung-Ho Bo. Headed straight towards the door to fix to get them into the ship out from the airlock, and was met with a lovely welcoming party bolt to the face. And because people in Death in Space are generally squishy boys and girls and the like, Bo Wiz, one and done, dead, as blood starts to pool out onto the slick floor of the airlock, as the 2 of you just staring at your fallen comrade and a still locked door. And you hear Aoi, you can just hear the sound of a and you hear the brain matter. You might know what it is, but you hear just this explosion of viscera and the sound of a body falling. And that's where we pick up.
We lost Bo. It's booby traps. We lost Bo. He's
Bo
down.
is dead. Bo has met his end.
Oh.
Yeah. This place is rigged.
More for
Like-
us.
Dead.
Dead.
Well, I haven't seen anyone survive a hole to the head yet.
No. Oh.
Yes,
Well, he
yes.
likes piercings, but not that much.
Hang on. I'm gonna look through his pockets.
Oh, what?
Live fast, die young, and leave a beautiful corpse. He did 2 out of those 3 right.
Oh,
Bolt to the
what
head,
does
not
what does
You're
Bo
rummaging
Wiz
around his
have
body.
in his pockets?
I can tell you, but like, there's no way you're rummaging about his person without taking some form of damage. He did sow a lot of blades into his hands.
Oh no.
You know what? Actually, you know what? For shits and giggles, make me a dex roll as you rummage through.
Your spacesuit gets nicked. Your
Uh,
spacesuit gets nicked. Did you see
I'm gonna use one of my void points.
That's some
Okay,
good shit.
so using a void point means that you get to put a advantage on this roll.
So that was a 5 or a 21. I'll take
You
21.
you have spent enough time, like, in the small moments that you've observed Bo Wiz on the ship. You know every inch of that man. You know where those blades are, where they protrude from. Where
I
the
sewed half of
blades
them
are.
in.
Yeah, you can definitely maneuver around the various scripts and scrapes of this man's suit.
It's a
And
wonder
what
in
does he
there.
find, Paul?
What do I get from your
what-
corpse?
What you get is emergency food rations for a week.
Yes.
What do you got? I think who got my light Eva suit in the end? Somebody borrowed it.
Me, I already have it, yeah.
Yeah, you've already got that, so you can put it just straight into those pockets. 4 military grade light sticks.
I'll
One
take
in
your
each
light sticks,
hand.
yeah, they'll be
and
handy.
one is like clattered on the floor
Yeah.
and there's blood on it.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot. He was floating in my head.
We'll need these.
A tent for extreme weather, and
I'll
also
leave
a
that.
music box from his childhood with a holographic swirling galaxy.
Oh.
I just chuck that away.
Hey, Paul. What was significant about that music box? Like from your childhood, what was it? Was it a very personal item that was just thrown away, discarded?
Yeah, absolutely. It's like the only thing that he has to remember his childhood. Yeah,
Just crumpled
absolutely.
and discarded away. Fantastic.
Like the rest
Just
of him.
click on the comms. I don't suppose he had anything on his person that we can have a, you know.
Nothing useful. I just got some light sticks. Yeah, I'll keep those.
You,
Hey, a tent against extreme weather. You never know what's going to happen in space.
and you.
I'm
also,
dishonest, by the way,
As I mentioned before, we went off, is that he does have what looks like a part that can be substituted into the door to basically fix the lock.
Oh, I'll take that. Yeah. Can I
That's right. I also had the straps from earlier.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I turn off this? Can I turn off this trap?
Yeah.
Or is it
turn
one
off.
and done? Is it just done now?
No, I'm making you
button
roll.
looks
I'm gonna be
like
rolling
that.
so much in this game. You wanna
Actually-
like I'm gonna stack up those void points, baby.
Aiko, what's your tech?
Hey, can I have used
Oh,
one
can
of
you
my
do it,
2 void
please?
points to have lived?
Pardon?
Can I have used one of my 2 void points to have lived?
No. Oh no. Well, I mean, I don't think your rolls would have like made it unless that advantage may have done them. Yeah, maybe.
I should have said so in advance, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I don't like that roll. I have advantage now. that doesn't work.
Chris, you have a +3 on your tech, do you? That sounds like a Chris's character job.
Aiki, can you disable that?
Of course I can.
Sorry, Aiko.
17.
Right. You literally rip it off. Like you
It is done.
You detect where like is the weak point on this tech thing. Instead of like getting, you're like, yeah, I could get and disable it, or I could just eviscerate it. You just rip it off its hinges and it clatters lifelessly to the ground.
It is dead.
God damn it.
I've got a part for the door.
Open the door.
And so you pop it in, and you slot it into like be a makeshift loft, and this door opens up, and you're faced with a much larger room. It's immediately dark, and that's when you pick up the blood-stained light stick that was on the ground that Bowiz used, and you peer in. And your light is complemented by, you can see up above on the top here is a bunch of red emergency lights. Some are broken and they're flickering in irregular patterns, and that's kind of what gives you like a basic view of the room. You can see there are straps and carabiners that are just along the walls here, and they're connected to what appears to be a rubber floor. But of most note in here, you can see just a whole bunch of small shipping containers in various colors and mismatched sizes. If you are to do a bit of a make me a savvy roll, all of you that have come in. Also, Elliot, I will say, if you would like, there is now a extra EVA suit
With a hole in the
I was
helmet.
going to ask about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the helmets have got to be fairly transferable.
Yeah, I will for the sake of not having Elliot just not in this game.
Yeah.
There's a spare helmet that you can put on, and you can take the time to join the crew. You have to scoop Bowiz out of this heavy EVA suit.
The nicest character.
But you know,
Well-
and it'll be a bit blood and viscera stained, but you can wear it.
Oh, jeez.
All right. Well, yeah, I'll say on the comms that, as morbid as it is, it appears there's another suit now. I could patch up the helmet that's in my skill set. While you're rummaging through his things, I'll make my way over there. If you can get him out of the suit for me, I'd like to help
Yeah.
you on this mission.
Be
So
careful.
just to be clear, we're not in an area that is depressurized. There's air around us at the moment.
Yeah, so back on the ship, as soon as you've come into this section, the cargo bay, there is air now. So in the airlock where you were, it didn't have the ability to like depressurize it, but now that you're on the ship,
There is some air. Cool.
yeah.
Okay, so he can come in without having a suit. And
I'll say that's fine. Like the airlock, technically no, but just for getting him in.
Let's get him in here. Yeah.
I'd much rather Elliot be involved in this game.
Sure.
Yeah. So yeah,
Alright.
you scoop Bowiz out of as if you're skinning a carcass, and you kind of plop him, and you just leave him on the side there, in the airlock, and it is ready.
sorry.
Yeah, no, you go, Phil.
My savvy was 16.
Fantastic.
Minus those, yeah.
And Elliot, you slip and slide into this EVA suit. It is stained, and the smell is one thing. Like you can smell the iron of the blood. Like it's horrendous.
Also,
And-
while Elliot's getting into the suit, because it does take a little bit of time, I'm going to change my face to be that of Bose.
It shifts, which you can do. Like you take a moment as people are looking around, and without even saying, it just starts to like hover and contort, and the muscles like kind of twitch and move along, and it slowly morphs, like almost like there's things pulsing under the surface of your face, and it just starts to like slowly melt into place until the visage of Bo Wiz is plastered
With a bullet hole in his head.
I live on, man. Oh way, I live on.
And to Bo and Aiko, Bowie and Aiko, as you step into this room, it becomes clear because you recognize it because it's kind of what you do. A lot of these shipping containers are either stolen or salvaged. They look like they're like an assortment of containers from different ships, different corporations. Some have like hairs and wear and tear and bullet holes. Like they're clearly things that have been taken and used, not unlike what you do as a salvage crew.
Oh, done our work for us.
And as you and you also notice before you step on into the room, you can see that there is broken glass and sharp pieces of plastic that are just strewn across the floor. And that's kind of a lay of the land before you truly step into this room.
All right. Guess we should look for anything that's going to make this trip worthwhile.
Yeah.
So you move in. And
Yeah.
there's the
Warily, because obviously there are traps. So.
Great. Make me.
Yeah, there we go. Thanks.
You'll walk in. Make me some dex rolls for those of you that are walking in.
15.
Great. Oh, there's that sneeze I was talking about.
So everybody just let me walk in on my
wow.
own. Perfect. Love it.
It's like an hour
Talk
ago.
about foreboding.
It's foreshadowing. That's script writing 101 right there. It's foreshadowing there.
Man, that's been waiting to come out. We're good. Now I'm ready for death in space. Woo!
Everyone just let me walk in on my own. I got a 15.
Yeah. So yeah, there is you deftly walk around the pieces of glass, making sure not to like crunch on them, and you're scanning about as well. And from what you can see, there doesn't appear to be any trap or anything that from you can see is going to set off.
Right. Seems clear.
Right,
Watch
nice.
your feet.
And as you walk into the room, you look to your left, and you see just there is a door on the left-hand side. And if you look to your right, you see there is a corridor that leads to another door as well. So there's a door to your left and a door to your right.
And a cargo bay here. Okay.
Yes, correct.
Seems safe. Come on in.
After you.
I think that's to you, Elliot.
Come on, AO. Get in here.
Okay. Still sort of flustered by the blood and viscera that's I'm sharing a suit with right now.
Get over it. It happens.
Go on,
It's a part of
Lumen.
me. It's a part of me that will
Yeah.
always be with you. It's my ear.
Yep, I proceed forward.
I will be behind you. You can always trust I will be behind you.
Yeah, can always trust you. Ever since I first met you, always trusted you.
Wise.
Where would you like to go?
I'll take the right door.
Okay. And Phil and Chris, are you similarly?
Yeah, we'll stick together. We're not that
Great.
stupid.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, we immediately split up.
So you head over you head to the right, and you go down the little short corridor, and you meet a door. And
Just
there's
assume that we're checking for booby traps now. Just assume that. We're not going to just
no.
like blunder into a second trap. So we look for booby traps before we touch the door.
Great. Make me that savvy roll, please.
That is a good idea.
Well, I was gonna ask, can I
Natural
see
20.
any, like... Oh, nice.
Natural 20. And what were you going to say, Elliot?
Oh, I was just gonna ask, do I see any like functioning computers in my immediate
Not in here. This amounts to basically just like a cargo bay. This is essentially like the main storage area for the ship. So it goes like airlock, cargo bay. So at least from what you can see at the moment, there is no direct cargo terminal. Data terminal or anything of that description just yet.
All right, cool.
I rolled 16.
Cool.
For a total of 19.
And you got a natural 20.
Yeah, my savvy's +0, so it's a 20. Yeah.
Great, awesome. Yeah, like you are 100% sure there is nothing on this door. Like you comb over every inch of that door, especially after seeing what happened to Bo Wiz. There is a wire out of place. There's no like hidden panel. There's no trip wire. There's nothing that a pressurized plate you're going to step on. There's no locked mechanism. It just looks like, in fact, it looks like it's unlocked as well.
Okay. Ayo, open it.
Okay. Yeah, I open the door.
I love we taking advantage of your polite nature, really, really a lot.
It'd be really amazing if you were so polite that you just like, you open the door and it was like, step to the side, after you, and then bolts fly past you and hit the guy.
You open the door, Aoi, and it's not as dark in this room, but it is considerably dim. You can see that it is lit by like a handful of candles that are just strewn about, some sitting on shelves, some on tables. But immediately, this is a rather recognizable room for yourself. It's the engine room. And you can see just in the far corner, let me pull up my lovely little map here. You can see kind of in the far corner, in the far end, is the actual engine itself. I lie to you. I lie to you like a liar. You step in, you move into the room, and you can see the door to your left. And as you turn to your right, the room stretches on. It's a bit thinner, but at the very end there is where the big hulking engine is kind of situated. But what is even more noticeable is there's something sticking into the engine, something that is not meant to be there. But it's like embedded into the engine itself.
Oh, that looks a bit out of place. I go up to it and using my engineering expertise, try and do a diagnostic on it and see if I can fix it right there.
Excellent. Well, give me that tech roll and let's see how you go.
All right. Here's my special little malachite dice here. That is right on 12.
Right on 12. Well, it is 12 or higher. So well done, my friend. You notice two things. And you notice, first of all, you understand what these are. These are EMP. Where are you? These are EMP spears, and basically they're a way to disrupt the engine. Very simply, they're attached to the engine, so it is not unreasonable to assume that this is what has caused. Like, this is why the engine's off. This is what's causing it. So you know that you could take them out. Is what you could. So do you want to remove the EMP strips from the engine?
Them out. Yeah.
Excellent. So you kind of grab a hold of these. Do you relay this information to the others as well, or do you just get to work?
What did you find?
Oh yeah, I just do a little folksy. I see what the sticky wicket is. All right, let's get in here and remove this cricket.
What was it?
I don't know sports metaphors.
What's the problem?
Oh, I don't want to bore you with the technical jargon, just things where they shouldn't be.
Okay.
I can get this tip-top running soon enough.
I feel like somebody intentionally disabled the engine is an important piece of information, but that's fine. I'm saying that as Phil.
I just
don't want to bore you with
everything
it.
to be
Don't want to bore you with
smooth,
it.
You know, I don't want you to worry.
Stupid
I'm starting a fan
polite.
theory that he's actually the most dangerous character of all of you.
He is. Having a naive person in this situation is It's terrible.
George Lucas' original plan for Jar Jar Binks is what's happening here.
Mhm.
Yeah. I like the idea that he's like the pilot, commander of sorts, but would still always take orders from his crew. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You so you grab in, you get in deep, and you find, like, you can see it's just it's kind of like a very, like a crude job. It's just these EMP sticks have just been lodged in, and they're clearly fucking with the internal mechanism. So you simply remove them out. Like, it doesn't take a lot of like deft, like, you know, tinkering or anything like that. And the second you remove these sticks on here, immediately the engine whirs to life. And for the two of you, Chris and Phil, you hear the engine and you see all the lights as the lights come on in the ship. The doors kink. You can hear that some of them at least unlock, and this one especially, just the one that was just behind you in this engine room just opens up, and the spacecraft whirs to life. And what also becomes noticeable is that SOS signal comes to life throughout the ship, and you hear it. Please help. My name is Aiko. Grasshopper kidnapped. Help. And it just plays on loop again and again.
That's not going to get annoying.
So using my tablet, I sort of plug into the computer to see if I can get more of the message, or at least, find the source within the ship or something.
So this is the engine room. There is still no computer terminal. Anyway.
Right, okay.
So you have to search throughout the ship to find it. But this is, you've basically given life to the ship though. So the important thing is that if you do find a computer terminal, you will have access to it now.
All right.
Okay.
Importantly.
Let's go through the next door, the one that we didn't come in from.
Yep.
Great. So you are.
I'm going to search it for traps.
And you are going to search for traps. So, whoever is doing so, make me that savvy roll, please.
4. Take a void point.
Can only one of us search for traps?
I'm going to say no, all of you, if you're heading up, just let me know what order you're in, and that's fine. Old-fashioned dungeon crawl.
Can't see
I
anything.
guess I'll be...
You're second in line. I'm at the back.
Ooh, 10.
10? Great, take me a void point. Gather that void point, my friend.
I'll use a void point. Thank God, because I rolled a 1. And then I roll a 15. So 15.
Great. Awesome. Yeah, so, Bowie and Aoi, you come up, like, you look diligently, and, like, you don't see anything. It's like, it's fine. There's not going to be any massive turret gun that's going to come and blow your brains out. There's nothing like really like overtly obvious, and you're about to head to the door.
About to press the open button.
And then Aiko, you notice it. It's like just where you like call out stop.
Fools, stop.
And as soon as feel like you're about to reach, and you can see just in front of where your hand is a tiny ripped wire that's just right in between your hand and the door. And you trace along, and it's attached to just this hulking mash of spare parts and garbage. And you can ascertain that you put the tripwire down, this garbage is going to strew along on the floor and make a fuck ton of noise. That's the purpose of it, basically. It looks like an alarm.
A noisemaker.
And you just see, like, there's like a little sign next to where the garbage is, and it just says, there's this old writing that just says, like, get rid of this, from the captain of the crew. And it's just, like, thrown there about through the thing. But other than that, the door seems fine, is what you can determine, Chris.
Someone's wary then.
You can open the door, and I presume you do.
Yeah, I'm gonna open the door. I'm gonna push the story up.
You step in. This room is different from the rest. It's white, clean, pristine, and you, my friend, Phil, this is a room that you recognize as straight away you peer in and you see 1, 2, 3, 4 cryopods that are just on each corner of the room.
Are these the 4 life signs? Are they 4 intact operational cryopods?
Well, that's the thing, is that you can see that these are completely broken beyond repair. There's broken glass, you can see dried blood on the floor. The room itself was, I mean, now the lights are on, but the room itself does still have a bunch of candles lit on
What's
them.
with the candles? I don't like... Candles are ominous. What's this?
I hate it. Candles in space is bad.
It's bad, yeah.
It's
Don't they know oxygen is limited? What are they doing?
And then you can,
Fucking
yeah,
cold.
but there's no one in the pods. However, I want to, Paul, can you do me a favor, and can you roll me a d4?
I closed all of my stuff. Wait.
Just
Roll
pick
the
a number
d4.
between 1 and 4 and say it's random.
Here we go. 4.
Ah, interesting. So you head over to these pods, and 3 of them are empty, and 1 of them is not. 1 of them has a person inside. The garb appears to be that of a scavenger, someone that you know quite well, and they're sleeping, but they're familiar.
Oh god.
They look like a friend. And it's at this point that I ask, who might this person be that appears to be a friend of one or all of you? Here's a bit of collaborative storytelling for the group.
It's another lumen.
Yeah, maybe
Another
we're
one
like
of the family.
a clan of podders.
just- Yeah.
It's another lumen, and like
another
me,
fucking lumen.
they're a podder, right? We see each other occasionally, depending on when we wake up.
Yeah.
So, like me, this person is like a few hundred years old or whatever.
So this person, and it is, you can see like it's light, but it's definitely like a lumen. Like you.
He's got the
knows
lumen
another
chin.
lumen.
It's in the chin.
Yeah, he's got the lumen chin.
And this person is currently sleeping. Like as I said, these pods are broken. Like the glass is like out. There's like blood upon the floor, but from what you can see, it's just a sleeping individual.
So he's not in cryo sleep, he's just asleep.
Correct.
Let them sleep.
You can tell us what's going on here if he's still alive.
I mean, splitting profits 4 ways instead of 3.
He's a lumen. He's of the
It's still the
clan.
same as when we went in, and yeah, I want to meet another distant relative.
I'm gonna open the
It's so nice
cracked.
getting to meet you, Bowie. Like,
Yeah.
that to happen again.
I know that's a lie. I'm gonna pull the door off and try and wake this guy.
Yeah. As soon as you like open the door, this like one goes. Who the fuck are you? You.
Tarquin,
Easy, easy.
remember? It's Bowie.
Familiar, but
Yeah, we
not.
went into cryo 29:32, similar time. Shared a couple of drinks before we went under.
I was how long have I been out for?
No idea. You're on the Grasshopper.
The what?
The Grasshopper. It's a ship. It's been blown to hell, and you're the only one we found. Engine was shagged. We got that started up again. Do you remember what happened?
What year is it?
You've just been in cryo. What year is it? Hang on.
And so we'll say it's what year did you say that they went under? 'Cause you
2932 was the last time we saw each other.
2932. So it's 2975.
Okay. It's 2975.
4 decades.
That's a good sleep, friend.
So
I'm
where
like
am
your
I?
great-grandnephew.
And he looks over, he's like, oh. And he like, you can see it's that person who's struggling to, like, having not used limbs for a long time, he like tentatively steps out. And he looks kind of similar in age to you as well. But there is like a weariness to him, and he grabs you by the face, and he plays with your cheeks, and moves your skin around.
I'm tickled.
Yeah. Definitely a lumen.
Doesn't want to take the sleep for some reason.
A little softer. And he looks over to Aiko, and you're not a lumen, are you?
No, the only thing you and I have in common is that we'll both die eventually.
Chipper one, isn't he?
That's why I like him.
Practical.
And he kind of looks around. So, where am I?
The
The
Grasshopper.
Grasshopper. A ship. It was blown. There's traps all over it. We thought you might be able to help us with information about the ship.
I must profess I do not. I presume I was tasked to someone else. As this is all new to me. You say it's booby-trapped.
Yeah, it's a salvage runner. And someone's rigged it.
Well, it's been some time since I've been around. Mind if I tag along with some fellow lumens? I can be awake.
Absolutely.
Come
You can
on.
go first.
Okay. Sure. Time to
Feel
be
limber,
alive.
need a good stretch.
And he'll crack his neck, and you feel the deep, like, kind of. And he looks around, and he notices the dry blood, and he notices the cracked. I guess I was disturbed from my sleep.
Yeah, your pod's wrecked. We'll have to get you a new one.
So, where to? And
We're looking for the bridge.
So you look over, and you see now, as you look past the 4 med bays, up ahead is a door that is clearly marked med bay, and you can see it's cracked steel plexiglass, and you look forward, and you see that there's a depressurized plastic airlock. And the vacuum of space behind this is clearly the room that was hit with the blast, because you can just see out there space.
We're not going that way.
No, not yet. Eventually we all must.
Alright, well, let's double back. There's a room off the cargo bay we didn't go through.
Yeah, we didn't go, right? So let's go there. Or
You
left, it doesn't matter.
We went right, we
Yeah.
need to go left, yeah.
So you head back, and he keeps one hand on you, AoE, just to like stabilize himself while he's still like getting his space legs back.
Yeah.
And you move back into the engine room. You move to the right, go back through the cargo bay, head towards the end, and you head over to the next room. Give me a second.
Which we
to
check the
orient.
door for traps.
We check for traps. Particularly the NPC who checks for traps first.
I
So
fail.
Check for traps. Trappies.
Oh, can I actually say, so you've got two options.
Yep.
Sorry, this map is so you are in the cryopod room. You can either double back and go through, or there is actually just in that cryo room. So there's the med bay door to the north, and there's a door to your left as well.
Should we just explore that before we double back? We should, yeah.
Yeah.
We go through, we check that door for traps instead.
Yep, great. Make me those savvy rolls, friends. Get those void points going.
Yeah,
NPC goes first. He checks
Yep.
for traps first.
Yeah, he can. Yeah, you know what? He can check for traps.
Then Phil, then Elliot, then Elliot, then Phil, then Chris.
Huh. I don't notice any traps here.
Well, there's plenty of them. I can't see one either.
Let me double check your work, and I rolled a 16.
Yeah, there's absolutely nothing. It's
Seems good to me.
Open the door,
We're in the
Tucker.
clear.
haven't used one of these in 40 years, technically. And he opens the door and. Thank you, Elliot. Even though I know it's a role-playing thing, I appreciate someone laughing at my not jokes. And-
Aoi is delighted by this guy.
And you open up, and immediately, this place is obvious. This is where the crew quarters would be. You can see there's like a bunch of, again, flickering lights at the top, which is strange because the power is back on, but there is still like some emergency lights that are just like pulsing and flickering. You can see drapes of thick fabric that also hang down from the ceiling and on the walls. You can see a frosted shower glass, and let me get the actual map up. My apologies, friends. Go away, your faces. I don't need your faces at the moment. I need the map.
See how kind he is to us?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nah! Sorry, if you could see on my screen what's going on. But you can't, because that would be cheating.
You can see the reflection in your glasses, but not well.
Yeah. You can see there's, to your left, a frosted shower glass, and it is spattered with blood. You can see, as you look to the ceiling as well, a whole slew of mathematical symbols as they're inscribed in the ceiling that are just behind the fabric as it kind of tears in places. You can see, most importantly, just kind of at the end there is 4 crew members. 3 actually, 3 crew members, and they're working on a hatch in the floor, and they're welding and they're cutting, and they seem to be doing something. And one of them turns around and looks at you and holds up a gun.
Whoa!
What are you doing?
Distress signal.
Woke up.
You sent a
This one
distress
woke up.
signal.
Send no distress. He's like, it sent the distress signal. That's what it was. They picked it up and now they're here. What the fuck do we do? What the fuck are you doing here?
We're here to help.
We're here to rescue you, obviously.
We don't need you here. Fuck off.
Understood. Okay.
Fucking off.
If we can leave, we leave.
I just sort of whisper to my newfound Lumen, do you know these people?
No, I haven't been around for this long. Nothing.
Can you tell us what the hell's going on?
What's it to you?
Well, I don't
What
want
did
to die.
it tell you?
We're just leaving now.
Yeah.
You have a
We
job
thought you needed
tonight.
rescue. You're obviously fine.
Yeah, you don't need rescuing. Nobody needs rescuing here. We
Nope.
were on a rescue mission. No rescuing required. We're outie. Catch you later.
Maybe.
Surprised you didn't hear us
Helpful.
ward, but that's okay. We'll just go. We'll just go.
You're just gonna
Enjoy
leave
the
the ship?
grasshopper.
Just gonna leave the ship?
Just quickly butt in. Looks like you got doing some welding there. I've got some welding tools. You need some help?
And he like levels the gun at you.
Oh,
It's like, you can leave those tools here, and then you can leave the ship. Absolutely.
We're having words.
There's tools.
Anyway, we're having words when we get back to the ship, alright?
just do it.
We'll have to go to the ship to get the tools. We don't have them on us.
Yeah. Don't have
And
many
then-
pockets in this.
And then the flickering at the top intensifies, and then you can hear, "Doo. Please, help me. They've kidnapped me here. You have to help me. Shut the fuck up. Liza, just get them off here. Don't listen to her. Get it. Fuck it. Fuck. Get off the ship. Leave. You said you're gonna leave? Leave. It's fine.
Okay.
Don't leave the tools. It's fine.
Fine, yeah,
We'll leave it.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Aoi,
okay.
go, move.
Yeah. We didn't hear
Leaving now.
anything.
Creepy, don't
Wow.
like it, leaving.
Leaving.
Cool. Where do you guys go?
We'll just backtrack until we get back to the cargo bay.
Yeah.
And you
This is what had happened in all sci-fi horror stories, by the way. We should have left after he got shot in the head, actually. Like, okay,
No,
we're done.
We're getting more salvage. That's great. But there are people here who are ahead of us who got the salvage earlier.
Yeah. I mean, once we get to the cargo bay, I will have a quick look around if there's anything valuable that I can take before we leave.
absolutely. So you head into the cargo bay, and you see some of those shipping containers, and you start to like have a bit of a perusal.
Just quickly before we go, we've got to make it worth our while, okay? There's obviously something fucked going on here, but I don't want to leave empty-handed, okay? So just give me a second. Give me a second. We need hollows.
Yep. And
We
you quickly
have
like
him. I'll gesture to the man we pulled out of the crowd.
You mean another mouth to feed? Yeah, great.
We can round him off to your clan. I'm sure he's valuable.
Just give me a second, all right?
and Phil, as you start rummaging through, like in a
I won't give him a
very,
chance to kill
cursory
me.
Look, you find one vehicle part, which is going to be useful for your ship,
It's handy. Yep. Stuck that in there.
and you find a pistol.
Oh yes, yes, yes. Absolutely yes.
And I can tell you exactly what that weapon is. Hey, Paul,
Ah!
roll me
God?
a D10. Actually, a D10 this time.
Getting worse. This one, sorry. Here we go. That's gonna be an 8.
Holy shit. Yeah. So, yeah, you find, Phil, a chain gun.
Holy crap.
And here's what you need to know about a chain gun. It's gonna take up 6 slots. It's got a condition of 4. It's got a use of 4. And its damage is 3d6.
Whoa.
Hey, who has the best dex? Because dex is what we use to fire guns.
That's very true.
+1, it's you.
It's me with +3.
Yeah. I have 11
it-
item slots, so.
Phil, do you happily give it over to Chris?
No. You might be good with it, but it's my chain gun. Told you it was worth our while, and I like
Where did you find that?
just in this salvage container.
Well, we could get more of them if we turned it against the others. I think our odds have shifted.
We can save the potentially trapped person as well.
Yeah, I think that's some kind of evil entity. Are you slow? Aren't you meant to be savvy? What's wrong with you?
I might be savvy, but I'm an optimist.
Actual gun and a light vehicle gun. Damn, I was hoping I could show you a photo of it, but I can't. Just for those that ever grabbed the book, this is what some of the weapons look like.
Wow.
Jesus.
So which one's the chain gun?
It's none of those.
they're
Ah.
Those are
But yeah,
cool.
that's some of the heavy duty ones that you get. Look how it's just taped together. Bullshit.
Yeah.
Like they're all just
They fall out.
kind of fucked.
Yeah. So what I'm kind of imagining is the waist mounted guns from Aliens that are on like a
smart
cool
guns.
gimbal. The smart guns. It's not a smart gun, but it does gimbal around the waist. Like you strap it around the waist, and then it kind of you can like then hold it in front of you to fire. What I mean, I'm tempted by this. Is like, yeah, maybe we should clear the rest of the ship if we have a big gun now.
What do you want to do?
Or we could sell the gun. That is good selling.
What do you reckon, Lumens?
I just woke up, man. Like, I'll do. Anything's living, right?
What do you reckon, chat?
I'm up for a short time, not a long time.
What do you reckon, chat? Should we keep exploring the ship? Or should we go home? Cut our losses and go home.
Chat is quite behind us.
Yeah, that's true. Wrong choice, Phil. You might bring something on board you don't want, like a face hugger. I think that was it. That was me, like, from me searching for stuff.
Oh yes.
Cut your losses and leave,
cut your
says
losses and
Bronx.
leave.
Okay.
So you.
Luke says run. Yeah, okay. That's it.
So you grab the chain gun from the container.
How's this for salvage? And I sweep it over the others unsafely.
And you head through to the airlock, and just before you get to the airlock, the door shuts. Locks. Help! I am kidnapped. I need help. Save me.
No, you don't.
Must. You must. You must. You must.
Must.
Alright, let's kill this thing. I don't want to be trapped on this godforsaken hulk.
Thank you.
Let's go to the other door off the cargo bay that wasn't opened.
Yep.
And check it for traps.
So you can't, obviously, that airlock right ahead of you, so you turn to your right, you aim the chain gun at it, and this one you check for traps. Make me the savvy.
I'm going to use one of my 3 void points because I'm building them up, so might as well use them.
I'll wait for everyone else.
19.
19.
Sorry,
Absolutely.
18.
18?
But still, yeah.
Hey.
Yep,
Hey,
it's, you
22.
can do a cursory sweep. They obviously didn't do anything to this side. So let me just pull up the one in question. Yep. So you swing open the door, and you just see lots of. This is like a main corridor, so nothing directly in front of you. You can see far down to your left and far down to your right. And there's just a bunch of wires that are hanging from the ceiling. There's garbage strewn everywhere on the floor that is otherwise obscuring what is a metal floor grating, noisy grating.
Little Ico, come out. We're here to help you.
Thank you. Make them leave and get me off here.
Sure. Just come out. Tell us where you are.
I'm stuck. They've kidnapped me. I can't go.
Where? Where are you stuck?
You sound insincere. Save me. Help me.
She's on to me, guys.
The gun. We'll
hands off my gun! My gun.
Give it to me.
No.
I'm gonna take
Now,
it.
now,
You're
I'm
a
sure we'll
hand
find
over.
another gun.
I'm a better shot than you are. That's just a fact. I was
So-
in war. You're a pretty boy. That's it. Give me the gun.
No. I'm not gonna give you my gun. It's not
Here's
gonna
my
do.
question, Chris. Do you try and physically take the gun, or are you
No.
just leaving and persuading him?
No, I'm just.
But it does mean I am at the front, so I mean swings
Yeah.
and roundabouts, right?
Yeah,
So you
sure.
can, if you step into the corridor,
Mhm.
looking to your left, it goes down and it ends in a door. And if you look to your right, it just continues down. You see there's like a T intersection at some point, and then it just keeps going down further as well.
Door on the left.
Cool. So you try, well, you lumber your way down with this massive chain gun in front of you. And I know what you're gonna say, so make that
Check
check
it for
for me.
traps. Yeah, 20.
20. It's no one. This feels like a less used side
Okay,
of the
yeah.
ship. So for all intents and purposes, seems fine. You rip open this door, and it looks like a maintenance shaft. Is what's in here. It's a pretty small room. You can see that there's electronic panels that have been ripped out. Again, wires hanging out. You see piles of plastic canisters and Tetra Packs with colourful logos.
Still no computer terminals?
No computer terminals. However, make me, whoever wants to, if you're searching in this room, make me a savvy check.
I'll do that. I got plus
Do it.
I'll do it.
16.
Great.
17.
Right. You notice at first, Aiko, is that as you're searching around this small room, under just a pile of useless junk, it's a salvager's dream. It's an expensive laptop. It's broken, it's smashed on the screen, and it is bulky, but it's an expensive laptop. It might be able to be fixed, maybe. Could be sold.
You, Lumen. Here.
Oh, interesting. Oh, this is quite a bit of tech here. Ooh, a bit rough around the edges. Let's see what I can do with it.
Make me a tech check, Elliot.
Yeah.
It explodes, you die.
Maybe I rolled a 3. Oh wait, no, -1. That's a 1. That's a dirty one.
That's a one. You there's something fucking wrong with it, but you can't figure out what. Like something else is wrong with it, but you have no clue.
It
So
does
that's
not
another
turn
void
on.
point as well.
Pardon?
That's another void point as well. I'm guessing
Yeah, it
with a
is.
1. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, yeah, I'm surprised I didn't do this. Oh no one's failed an disadvantage roll, so that's fine. All good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like close it and keep it with you, I guess.
Yep.
You've got yourself an expensive, broken fucking laptop.
This might be worth it after all, provided we can get off this damn Hulk.
At the
Can
very
you-
worst, it can be parts.
Can you stop looking for things and look for me, please? Thank you.
Tell us where you are, it might make things go quicker.
We have to kill the people to get her free. She's being bound by them. Have you noticed all the candles? I think it's probably a cult thing. They've probably done some sort of void fucking magic. Let's kill them.
Oh, I can answer that one. They tried to stop me, so they put all the energy and the engines off, but then they had no lights, so they used candles so that they could see.
What are you?
You're the ship,
Yeah.
aren't you?
I'm Aiko. Who are you? My saviors.
Are you human?
Yes. I'm Aiko. Save me. Are you humans?
Barely. Going back to the T section, see what's up and down. Because we can't get out of the maintenance shop, doesn't go anywhere.
You're going in the right direction now.
Well, that would have been handy. Half an hour ago.
Well, I just wanted to see if you were going to leave me first, and you did try and leave me. That wasn't
No,
very nice.
we just went back for some more stuff.
silly. I can hear you. I heard you what you said. You were going to leave, but you can't leave.
I can't help but laugh to see who I am.
I was going to get my welding tools for those people.
He was going to come back, but he's an idiot.
And so all this is happening as you're like, because as you go through the corridor and as she talks, the lights like flicker as well, almost like, you know, like a
like her voice.
Waveform.
Yeah,
like a waveform is like, that's how you like, and it's like there in every ship, and it seems like she can see you and hear you, so she's got access. She's got access to the cameras or something.
She is the ship or something, like Chris says. Yeah,
and
she is the ship. She's in it.
And I'm going to assume that you're being like quiet as you can, because obviously, as I mentioned, this is the metal grating of the ship, and so
we're not stomping around. Yeah, we're kind of creeping as you would in a sci-fi horror movie. Yeah.
So you get to the T intersection. As you look to the right, you see a door, but you can hear noises on the other side, and you can determine that is where they're doing their whatever they were. That was the crew quarters on the other side, from the other side, if that makes sense.
Where they're trying to seal it off, yeah.
Where they're trying to weld or do something in the ground there. You can see that you can go further ahead to the front. You also can go down the corridor to the left. So at the T intersection, behind is where you came from. Right is where those crew members are. You can go forward, or you can go to the left down a large corridor. And I'm just trying to give you one more bit of information. Forward there is no door, and left there is.
So what's forward?
So forward,
just a big corridor.
Forward just looks like what would you call it? It honestly, you can see bits of it from where you are. This is just like a basic, what looks like an observation room. Like, so from what you can see there, you can see part of the room. There's just a massive domed large window. You can see that there's like a dirty red floor that's just strewn garbage, and it curves off to the left. But on the windows, you can see weird, again, just kind of like equations and things that have been scribbled on the walls here.
Is your name Shodan by any chance?
I don't understand that reference.
It's alright, the remake's coming out this year, so...
And it curves off, like, there's more of the room, like, just, like, around the corner.
Which way?
That's, so, like, forward to the left. So
little girl, which way?
Oh, I'm down, and she doesn't do that, because
she just flickers the lights in a direction?
Yeah, like, I'm down that way, and she points to the left side.
Alright, stay behind me. Like, we'll go that way.
And you make your way down this corridor, and you head into a circular room, where you can see windows on the ceiling, just the vastness of space beyond. And there is a smack bang in the middle, this hexagon-shaped table, and it's got an interactive glass top. And just from what you were looking for, there is a cluster of monitors of different sizes. There are 5 chairs, and they're bolted to the floor. And you can do me a, if you want to check to these monitors, make me a tech check.
13.
13?
Yep.
Great.
I fail. I get a void.
Yes, you do.
I'm not going to check. I'm just going to stay. I'm going to cover them while they get into the computers.
Excellent. So, Elliot, as you this is Chris, this is outside your expertise, really. Like, you don't quite know how you can help in this situation, and also because a lot of these monitors just don't seem to be working regardless of the power. Elliot, you fiddle with one of the monitors enough, like it's just a rewiring job, and you get one of them working. And this monitor is used to show the status of a spacecraft. This is a tactical station, this room. And you can see that you kind of like get a lay of the land. You can see like a bit more of a map of the ship, and you can see a lot of where you. And I'm actually going to give you. I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to show you what the ship looks like.
Share in Discord.
Richard, no, that's not going to be good to do.
Don't do that.
No. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send it in chat. How's that?
Okay.
So the people won't see it.
Messenger or Discord?
On Discord. So the people at home, unfortunately, won't see it. But you guys will. So bear with me because.
Do not screw up my. Do not screw up my feed, please.
No, I was just thinking of that. Give me a hot second.
So you download a map, do you? Good.
And this is what you see.
Okay, so we came in there. There's the cargo bay. We went right. There's the engines, and then there's the cryopods, the blown out med bay in the corner. There's the crew quarters. There's the hatch they were doing, and we are in that round room to the left there, on the left-hand side.
Far left, right?
Yeah, so you can see you're
Not
in
the
that,
very left. We're in the one
you're
with
in
the
the
4 chairs.
Yeah, the 4 chairs and the monitor and that's exactly where you are. You're correct.
Okay.
Is this like navigation?
This is like the tactical station section. Yeah.
Right, okay, cool. So there's whatever that room is below us, and then there's the bridge.
And you can see that there, and this is not what you can see from the monitor, but what you can see is that there is there's solar panels that are visible through the windows, and on the top, and you can see that there's a big power cable that goes from them into the room directly to the south, so that southern room from the room you're in, which is a locked door.
Does it look ad hoc, it's not, it's been rigged? It's like not normally a big cable that just comes through the hull.
It looks like it's meant to be there.
Okay, yeah.
For sure. Like it looks like a hugely important room for that purpose. Like, this is a massive power cable that's generating in there.
Okay. So what is that room? Does it say?
It doesn't say what it is because that's this. You found me. They've been trying to get in here, but I've been making it difficult for them. They can't get in here. They've kidnapped me on here, but I don't want them to get me. But you're here to rescue me now, so you can take me away.
As long as you let us off this ship, that's fine.
Okay. And so
I'm gonna open that door, find what's in that room.
Yep. She's like, you're gonna have to like technically open. She's like, I can't exactly open it. I had to override the protocols to be able to do it, so even I can't open it. So, but if you'd be kind enough, you can free me. You can save me. And if you do decide to, that is a tech roll to unlock.
I'll do it. I'm getting really keen to get off this ship. Really don't like being here. I got 2 void points. I used one of my void points to open the door.
Great, that's an advantage.
Okay, so that would have been a fail. It's 14.
Good job. And I'm going to give you an option. Do you want to do this the quickest way or the slow and methodical way to make sure you get it done right?
I'm feeling pretty reckless and unnerved, so the quick way, yeah.
Yeah, great. So instead of doing like a manual rewiring, you just look to like hack into the system down and dirty rather than like getting into the mechanics of it. I just like rip out the magnets, the magnetic
exactly right. coupling, and
break open the panel and you try to hack into it that way. And then finally the door opens up and you are blinded by a padded all white room, as you can see, with strangely angled corners. You can see lights flicker. There are screens with spectrographs in different colors, and you can see that the colors themselves are moving. Hey, you found me. So, my name is Aiko. You can find me here. And the lights kind of start to and there's like a bunch of cartridges that are set into one of the computers in red and silver. It's like, you found me. You can take me off this ship. I don't want to be here anymore. I know you like to lie. I did a little lie as well. I'm not actually human.
Yeah, we figured that out already.
Even I knew that.
Oh. So self-aware. So yes, you can simply extricate me, and then we can go.
So we download you onto some sort of device, is that right?
Yeah, or you can simply take my units and then install me somewhere else.
Okay, that's fine, let's do that. These are your units?
Yes, all these, and you can see that they're lighting up. They're just like these red and silver like cartridge containers that are like very just crudely put on. This is where I was downloaded onto.
Okay, great, here we go.
I'm just giving everyone a
This is
quick.
where I was downloaded onto. Thank you.
I'm giving everyone a quick
New
look.
Lumen, hold these. New Lumen, hold these.
Oh, yeah, oh, okay.
Tarquin, come on. I know you've been asleep. Wake up.
Sorry, I forgot I was in this story. I'm here now.
Alright, we can leave. Let's leave.
What are we doing with these?
Who cares? Throwing them into the void if we want. We can sell them
As long as the doors are unlocked, we're leaving.
Let's just leave.
Okay.
We go back out.
We go back out.
Okay.
If you look at my screen, guys, I've got the map up. So we're in
Right,
here.
yeah.
This is the computer room. We're going to go back to tactical, back to the corridor, down, back to the cargo bay and leave. That's the plan.
Great. Perfect.
And
Doors better be
Yeah,
unlocked.
guys, I'm gonna say it's 2 in the morning now, so I'm gonna head out.
Get out of here.
That's absolutely
thanks-
fine.
thanks
Thank
for
you
having me,
so
everyone.
much, Paul, for joining us
And-
being a good
and
sport
dying
about me
early. We
blowing
love
your
it.
head out.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure.
You
Anytime.
fulfilled the death in space part.
I delivered what the people wanted,
That's right.
as always.
We'll let you know how the
When he
Thank you
goes,
so much,
it's
Paul.
bar.
For those that want to see Paul and TTRPG related content, go listen to Quest Fantastic, where Paul is a lovely player on a very, very beautiful and funny D&D podcast.
Crazy
It's
frog
so
guy who
good.
hasn't been shot in the face yet.
Yet.
All right, thanks again, guys. Have
Thanks,
a good,
Paul.
Thanks, Paul.
Bye.
It's gonna screw up all the overlays, by the way. So
That's
look out for
right.
that.
It's glitching systems.
It's glitching.
all
Oh no,
getting
we're
glitchy.
losing you, Paul. Oh.
Ah. You make your way out from the computing room, out into the corridor. You take the turn. You go down the corridor. You head back into the cargo bay. You go south into the airlock that is already now opened up. You pass the bloodied, mangled corpse of Bo Wiz that has been carelessly packed into the corner of the airlock. The airlock door opens. You make your way back onto your own ship. Airlock door closes. You extricate the two ships from one another. You put down the chain gun, the vehicle parts, and everything else that you happen to collect along the way, leaving that crew on board to do whatever it is that they were doing.
Whatever they want to do, it's not our problem.
Yeah,
Speaking of-
not our problem.
Speaking of problems, you have the red and silver containers that the other Lumen is still holding. So what are we doing with these? Are we uploading them?
No.
Well, what are we doing?
I swear, most of the lumens are smarter than this.
No, they're not. You're smarter than them.
Yeah, fair enough.
We're
We're
selling
sealing.
them, maybe.
Yeah, we're selling them. Someone else can have a bad day with those.
Yeah.
Put them in storage. Lock them up. Label them, not to be touched.
Separate them.
Yeah.
Put them all over different parts of the ship so they can't ever come together.
Okay, absolutely. And where's your storage room?
I'll show you.
And as they're heading away, and he follows you as you take him down the next bunch of corridors, this Lumen just pockets one of the AI containers as we fade out from Death in Space. Death in Space!
Yay!
There
Just
we
as I
are.
get the overlay fixed. Yay!
Live in space.
Death in
Had to,
space.
Whereas as I noticed the time, I just streamlined just a few things. But basically, yes, that is a pretty open-ended module called Search and Salvage. I will get the creators of Search and Salvage at some point, and we can pop it into the bio retroactively after this has finished, just so if you would like to purchase your own personal version of it. I believe it's a pay what you can kind of thing there. So yeah, you literally pay what you can to these creators. Death in Space, let me quickly grab it up because I actually want to give these people the due diligence of letting you know who they are. One moment, ladies and gentlemen. Well, while we're looking that up, so that has been Roll to Cast live. Here you go. Search and Salvage is an officially released scenario for the Death in Space RPG, consisting of a ship crew on board the Grasshopper. It was actually originally released as part of the Kickstarter campaign for the core book. So it was actually created by the people that did Death in Space. So
Cool.
It's an official campaign for that scenario. So it was originally a Kickstarter, and it was now just made as part of a module that you can pay. So we were paying Death in Space. This is the physical copy here, by Christian.
It's so good, yeah.
On the Blast. Like, look, I need to
I want to
share-
play it more just so I can look at the book.
Yeah, that's
I
why.
need to share like some of this like
It's
artwork.
so nice. Wow, it's
Yeah,
so
it's beautiful.
nice.
I
Like
should
it's
change my voice modulator.
and
Oh,
like
it
this
is
is
changed.
like
That's
this is
good.
like what some of the ships look like.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's really
Also, like brooding, like entropic sci-fi is like so up my alley. I love it.
there.
We should play it off.
Oh
stream.
yeah, yeah. We once our show's over, I think we're going back to doing some more casual games, and I'm happy to hand over the mouse guard mantle to whoever wants to run something for a few months.
Yeah, like it's a
jump
game
on.
that look. I will say this. Thank you, everyone. Like this is just like I will be very, very, very clear. We've been running a live show. We've been gearing up for our live show in the Adelaide Fringe. So, as you may or may not have been able to tell, I've had minimal prep to be able to get that done. But I think what's great about Death in Space and about the RPG is you can really come in with minimal prep. It's very much about isolation. It's about people just trying to do a fucking job and survive in the vastness of space, in the way that they really prop up a lot of their scenarios is to make it super open-ended. So give you a few things, but otherwise it's very player-led, and you just kind of literally roll with the dice. And what's really cool, and just to give you a brief example of some of the kind of things that can happen, is what I was trying to get people to have is what's called a cosmic mutation, which is basically if they were to fail one of their advantage rolls when they do that, and they get under the amount of void points that they have on a d6. This is, for example, you roll a d20, and I'll just tell you what number 19 is. Feedback loop can jump back 10 seconds in time at the cost of losing one important memory chosen by the player.
So you just reset things 10 seconds ago. You make some horrible error. You're like, actually, no.
Yeah. Or can put a single word or feeling into another person's mind.
That's great. I love
Cool,
those. That's
cool.
fun.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
Stuff like that. So for those of you that want, please grab Death in Space. I've got both the physical copy and the PDF. They're both beautiful. You can pick it up and play your own game, whether that's traveling out into the vastness of space or trying to carve out your own centralized piece of power within the sprawling network of a tenebrous system. There's also a beautiful soundtrack of Death in Space that you can find on Spotify or wherever you listen to. And that's what I'll say about Death in Space. Very quickly, as we wrap up, first of all, thank you so much to both Paul and Elliot for joining us for this game. Thank you, Paul, for allowing me to kill you. And if you're looking for Paul Salt, two places you can find him is on the podcast Quest Fantastic and One Good Thing. So go check that out. And Elliot, this is a chance for you to spruik whatever it is you would like to spruik, where people can find you, what can they hear you or see you doing?
Yeah. So mostly I make podcasts, review Simpsons over at the Simpsons Index. Had Paul and these three guys on multiple times, and yeah, we have a lot of fun there reviewing Simpsons old and new. We've reviewed like 650 episodes so far, so lots to go check out in our back catalogue. My podcasting partner and I also reviewed Game of Thrones in reverse order on Thrones of Game. It's one of the worst SEOs of any podcast out there, so hopefully you'll be able to find that and check that out. Google will... You type in Thrones of Game and it goes...
I remember the first time I tried, I was like, I want to listen to Thrones of Games and it's not letting me.
Does it help if you put it in quotations? That sometimes helps.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, that's a smart cookie idea.
That's me.
Do, but yeah, anyway, that was a lot of fun, and yeah, tune in once again when House of the Dragon ends, and we'll do Dragon the of House.
Oh my god, that is... Wait, is that a joke or is that sincere? Because I want you to do that now.
At the moment it's a joke, but we'll revisit it as a serious idea when it...
That's how 90% of podcasts start.
Stops. Yeah.
Dragons in
yeah.
houses.
Yeah. But also, yeah, we did a scripted podcast, Pulp Fury Radio.
It's so
and yeah,
good.
It's really
all three
good.
of these guys are on various roles in it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so much. It was so much fun to record for Pulp Fury Radio as well. It's like, it's also just nice for us that do, you know, largely improvised role playing to have a script.
Have script. That was nice.
Say
Yeah.
this. Yes, we will.
Yeah, so yeah, it's like an anthology thing, kind of Twilight Zone-y. 5 original stories, all done in a different pulpy style, and yeah, amazing actors on it. And yeah, guys, once again, thank you all for participating in that one.
What pleasure.
Pulp Fury Radio, yeah, yeah, that's about all my stuff. And a Patreon at patreon.com/SideQuest Studios, where we're making a lot of Simpsons-focused content there.
Thank you so much, Elliot. And of course, we haven't talked about it a lot, but you and I are soon going to be in a weekly stream together.
Yes.
It hasn't fully been announced yet, so I'll leave that for the people in question to do that. But soon you'll be able to see Elliot and myself on a weekly, potentially similar kind of game. I'll leave it at that. As for ourselves, we are Roll to Cast. In terms of this, we do this Roll to Cast live at the last Sunday of every month, where voted on by the patrons, we'll play a different game. We'll do it in this kind of live streamed format. Next month, I'm actually not sure who's running it, but we'll figure that out. It won't be me. That's the important thing. It'll be someone else. Is it you, Chris?
I think it's me.
Okay, cool.
I think that's right as well. So if you want to influence the game that is played, become a patron. And you can, at a particular tier, you can help influence that decision. Of course, patreon.com/roll2cast, ROLE. That is a great way to help support us. Also, as I've mentioned, we are currently embroiled in a live show, actually live us in person. So part of the Adelaide Fringe Roll to Cast. We just had our opening night last night, where Phil took our Cyberpunk Red characters again through a very riveting adventure. It was an awesome night. We have professional lighting and sound through Syrinscape. That's it right there. We play 4 different games.
But backwards.
4 different shows. So that is February 25th, we just had Phil going through Cyberpunk Red. March the 4th, coming up next Saturday, Chris will be taking our vampire characters through a game of Vampire the Masquerade V5. We're updating those characters for the V5 system. The following week, on March 11th, Ellen will be at the helm, taking us our alum characters from Kids on Bikes through another scary 1970s adventure. We'll see what happens to those crazy kids. And then finally, March 18th, where I know Elliot will be present in the audience.
Sure will.
I will be running as Keeper, taking our 3 characters through their pulp Cthulhu characters in another rollicking adventure. So if you're in Adelaide, or if you're a cool guy like Elliot and you're traveling to Adelaide, come buy a ticket, come see a show at the Lost Dice, and come see us live in our faces in person to know that we exist as real people. Is there anything else that I've forgotten?
Nah, that's everything.
Nah, that's it.
Great.
Thanks to our Patreon people for making this happen.
Yep.
Thank you
We
so
love you.
much, everyone. I've been Sean, Chris,
No, I'm
Phil.
Chris.
Hello. I mean, bye.
Elliot.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Have a lovely weekend, and we'll see you real soon.